Hang on, I gotta get the right thing.
Oh God, don't start.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I can't hear
Wait,
it. It's not put
This
it through.
stupid thing's not connected.
It's not connected, bro. That's
jackknob.
a you fail.
Okay.
Elliott.
What did we not hear the? Hang on. A 5, 6.
Wait,
a 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait.
Yeah! See, I knew I was right. Welcome back to the Do Over podcast. See, you know what I did? You know what I did?
What?
I didn't get it right the first time, so I had to do over.
Yeah, Elliott, turn down my headphones just a little bit. And right there.
We didn't move it at all. All right, welcome back to the Do Over podcast. We are back and beautifuler than ever. I'm your host, Elliott Jams. We have the Drewster.
Yo, what is up? According to my wife, I'm trashy on the podcast. Oh yeah, I'm calling you out, Sarah. Are you here?
Well,
Sarah, you here?
Hang on. Let's see if you fit the trashy allegations.
Okay.
Okay. Into nicotine.
Yes.
Brought that cup from home.
Yes.
Probably filled it with 7-Eleven coffee.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Do I wear wife beaters? Yes.
Yeah. I think you fit it pretty perfectly.
I don't think I'm trashy, but we'll get into it.
Yeah. We have the Jester.
Bar breast Jess, the best of all bar breasts.
Yes. With her orange ass hair.
Yep.
And there's my one swear of the day.
Did you not see her orange ass hair last week?
So I when you guys called me last week, I went on to watch really quick and I thought it was red. And then when I saw the Instagram video for We Are Live, my dude, I was like, oh, that's orange.
It's orange. Yeah.
Donald be jelly.
Donald wishes he was me.
Well, no. So does this mean you're black now?
So I have to show you what Silks texted me when I sent him a picture.
Because that's a thing now.
What?
He literally was like, aren't gingers black people? And I was like,
isn't there?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's this thing going on.
I sent him a picture. Are gingers black people?
No, hold on.
There
is something, but I think that they're misinterpreting it. Like,
well, probably.
There's a
it's the internet.
No. There's a dormant gene where one out of ever so many like African Americans will be born with red hair. Like, I believe that's the case. What did he give you a reason?
I just saw it on like a trend where like this African American woman was just like, gingers are black people.
They're welcome to the cookout.
Ginger, and then ginger people immediately got like, yes.
Oh, I would have been so jazzed.
Started repping the do-rags and everything.
Well, there was what was it? There was this dude that broke down how many black characters were replaced with redheaded characters.
Right, yeah.
Or no. It was redheaded characters being replaced with black people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I kind of like the vibe. I want to be invited to the cookout. And also 15 Isha, hello. Way to be mean to me already today.
Yeah, he said you need to step it up.
Yeah, but how about we stop for a second and shout out Ball Dog for the subscribe 1 tier.
Ball Dog. Yeah, shout out to all of our subs and also shout out to Hoof. Because he pointed it out that he subbed and we did not give him a shout out when that happened. And you gotta understand, man. We're new to live broadcasting on Twitch. I'm trying to pay attention to everything that's going on.
Carnitas. Come on, Carnita. I know it doesn't say that. I just call them Carnitas.
That guy?
Yes.
Anyways.
Welcome back to the Do Over Pod. If you can't tell, the vibes are high. Good spirits today. We are back in full force, full frontal force. First,
frontal.
Couple of things I want to say. I want to thank everybody that has helped us along the way, like the Sierras, Horn Photo, Browns, of course, Royce over there at Groggs, because taps and takes, and a very hilarious taps and take. We'll get to that story in just a sec.
I was like, should I jump in now?
No. If you read the notes, it's part 2 of checking in with everyone.
Okay.
What does
the
that
second
mean?
thing.
Hype train. What does that mean?
It means we've got 5 minutes left of the hype train. I think you get, you earn limited emotes.
What does that mean?
So we have emotes. Like people can click on this button here and they can comment and click these little things. Like when you sub to certain channels, like we're kind of failing because we don't have our own personalized emotes.
Yeah, no.
Right.
But like Queso, for example, you could probably have like, if you were following him and you wanted to do the hype train, you'd have like a unique one of him like yelling or him like eating food because he's queso.
Oh,
but you know,
love.
You know, or running through a drive-through. Well, not running, but you know, you get the point.
Yeah.
Dude, a guy has made probably an insane amount of money and exposure just letting people basically make fun of his weight. And he does it the right way. He leans into it, dude.
Well, I'm sure he's leaning. But anyway.
And breathing heavily.
Yeah. He won, I think he won like Streamer of the Year.
Did,
yeah.
at the Game Awards last year.
Shout out Queso, dude. Queso's the dude.
He was streaming when they announced it, and he lost it, and then his mom called. And he was like, Mom, I can't believe it. She's like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like,
straight out of Goobertown, Arkansas.
Okay, so let's get into really quickly why Sarah thinks I'm trashy.
Please. Did you see she said hi?
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she did.
Hi, doll.
I didn't see. Where?
I look crazy with my
there she is. Okay.
Hi, Sarah Bear.
So Sarah thinks I'm trashy because of my cussing.
Well, you do cuss a lot.
You do.
But I'm a natural born cusser.
My mom has commented on that too.
About how much I cuss?
You're a bit of a sailor.
Why is that a problem? Okay. I like cussing. Can I explain?
You can cuss. We're not stopping you.
I'm going to try to not cuss this episode.
The whole time?
Yes.
Okay.
But I enjoy cussing. I was a radio broadcast host, right, for 21 years of my life.
Yeah, but like when I started radio, you had to learn to stop cussing because we all have to learn, you know. Once I stopped, I didn't really have the like urge to say it. You'd sprinkle in like maybe a little frisky little sentence enhancer here, but like
sentence enhancer.
Yeah, a little here and here, but like I don't crave cussing.
Yeah,
it's not that I crave cussing.
I feel like you crave it.
No, I have to.
Yeah.
No,
you're addicted.
I believe. No,
gives up cigarettes, starts cussing.
I believe there's a time and place for cuss words. They, like you said, are sentence enhancers.
Ooh,
sometimes
like
if you say something, a good strong F word really emphasizes the point. So, Taylor, what was it? 4 days ago?
I don't know.
Dylan totally ratted her out and said, she said a bad word. And I'm like, what? Like, what did she say? And she's like, freaking. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not a bad word. She's like, but she said it the right way. Taylor comes up. And I'm like, all right, what did you say? And Sarah's kind of trying to get her to say it too because I'm taping her.
Yeah.
I have this on camera. And she's like, what did you say? And she's like, and I'm like, no, you can say it. You're not going to get in trouble. She goes, fucking. And then she's like, where did you hear that? She said she heard it at school.
She said, my dad.
Yeah. And
I heard it on the stream.
And then Sarah's like, yeah, but like, did you hear it from dad too? I'm like, stop setting her up. Okay. But here's the thing. Dylan's a little narc, dude.
She's a little narc?
She's a little narc because I said it the other day, like it slipped out in the car. And then right when we walked through the door, Dylan goes, Dad said the F word. And I'm like, you little narc, dude. You little narc.
Does she know that snitches get stitches?
I tell her. I'm like, guys, I tell these kids, and I told my son the same thing. You don't tell on anyone unless there is a serious threat of physical harm or someone getting hurt or killed, then you rat. But you don't get involved in opening your mouth if it's not needed because people won't like you if you do that. And that's unfortunately the truth.
That or unless it's like little Susie, whose mom always brings the extra nice sweets at the bake club. Like, no, you tattle on her.
Well, they suck.
They suck.
I'm also the guy that tells like the girls if someone's making fun of you or picking on you or hits you, hit them.
Yeah.
Punch them in the face. Sarah's like, don't tell teacher. I'm like, stop telling him to do that because if you are a person that tells on someone, if they are hurting you, you don't just punch them in the head.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be a mark for the rest of your life.
Dylan and Taylor, like the Joker. Hit me. Come on, I want you to do it. Hit me.
So just for my beautiful wife and those great boobs that she's got.
Period.
I'm going to try to not cuss this episode.
Or do me a favor for this episode, just sprinkle in bleeps on Drew specifically.
Yeah.
Not when he even cuss, like even when he doesn't, just sprinkle in random bleeps here and there. He could be saying the and just burp.
Yeah, it'll sound like I'm cussing.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's do our check-in with everybody. It is time to check in. We can do our hump to hump if you'd like.
Meat to meat.
Meat to meat hump.
Mhm.
Side note, have you tried the Arby's steak nuggets yet?
Do you think I've tried the
Why
Arby's
are you
steak
not doing
nuggets?
things for us?
I thought you wanted me to do it with you.
Well, I know. I said I would do it with you.
Oh, well, then we can set up a time where you do it with me, but I'm not
we can
doing
be like
it
those.
with you.
We can do like those TikTokers where it's like now trying the Arby's steak
and
nugget.
then you have to do
Yeah,
the
in the
like
car, though.
the,
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the,
you have to
the
do this.
hand.
And then in the car and go like this. Yeah, they like
And
eat
they
sloppy.
always make a
very
face.
flavorful and smoky.
They go like this.
Yeah.
There's a guy that Silks works with, Johnny, big
Johnny
guy,
from Johnny from the East Coast.
Johnny from Wisconsin.
Johnny from Wisconsin. Johnny Cheese. You know what? Make his name Johnny Cheese.
His older brother Tommy from Wisconsin.
Tammy and Johnny.
He said he has 11.5 million followers on TikTok for mukbanging.
Damn.
And he literally will like take a bite out of something and he's like, I cannot handle
they
it.
do that. They sloppy eat, and
Yeah.
there's so many like in the car food reviews.
There's
of-
some people though I don't. There's like one or two I don't mind.
The bald girl.
No.
Oh.
No.
Mine's like this.
Bro,
I think he's
ew.
like. I think he's like.
Not her.
I think he's Filipino, and he doesn't do it in a gross way.
Yeah.
But he does like this. The way he bites, he makes like a. And I don't know what
He
it
does
is.
like the slurp.
He's like now trying your custer's orders. Like.
Yeah,
It's like I don't know what it is, but some people don't bother me.
There's a
And then there's some
huge-
people that really
Yeah.
bug the you know what out of me.
There's a big market of influencers eating in the car. That's a
Yeah.
big thing. I actually
Lady Jams into the
Yeah.
mukbangs.
I am
early
too.
on, I was like, hey, let's just do this as like a satirical kind of like how to get famous on the internet thing.
Mhm.
I'm still down to do. We should all just go to Arby's and eat in the car.
Oh my god.
And then
But the
car,
problem is,
let's
if you-
eat it in
if you
Jess's
commit-
car, and then it'll smell like steak nuggets.
I will
If
die.
you commit to Arby's though, you have to get like the sandwiches. And I just don't know if I have the strength of character for it.
You need to get the steak nuggets. They literally look like burnt.
No, I'll try those.
They look like they are really chewy.
No, I'll try the cannibal meat for sure. I don't mind. You know what I did hear though, and I don't know how this is becoming like a thing. I heard the best place to get chicken strips is Long John Silver's
You know what? I've heard that.
Because-
I love. Okay,
because
I haven't had Long John Silver's in like a
I haven't had it in
decade, but
probably
I
20
like it.
years.
I don't know
I
if
like it.
I don't
Whenever
know if
you
I've
eat it,
ever
it's
had
fine.
it. I don't
It's
know if I've
fine.
ever had it.
So I hear because they like beer batter, they use the same batter for the fish and chips as the chicken strips. It's actually banging. And
That sounds good.
I don't know where one is anymore. I
don't
there's-
think they have
I
one
think there's
here.
there's one in
Sh-
Clovis.
Is there?
Okay, I thought there was one maybe on Shaw.
Shaw,
An
yeah.
LJS?
Yeah, it's on Shaw and like, and it's mixed. It's a hybrid with
Is it?
A&W.
Well, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Long John
naturally.
Silver's, if you go there, you're going for the grease, dude. Like, you go to Long John Silver's for the grease. Like, people are like, oh, it's too greasy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's Long John Silver's. You're going
Well,
for
one,
grossness.
if you're going for fast food, you're not going to be like, grease, no.
Dude, there is. There's a ton of people that the whole healthy side of eating is so boring, dude.
Well, no, it sucks. But I mean, like, and then you can try there's maybe one or two, like, health recipes I find are okay. And the rest I have yet to crack the code on.
Yeah.
And that's why I eat the same thing
Yeah.
for like 5 days straight. And it dries Lady Jams up a
You
wall.
want to know what Silks ate yesterday from start to finish?
Okay.
Okay.
From start to finish. What, a horse? I ate it from start to finish. What was it, alive?
So he like does not eat breakfast. So for lunch, he DoorDashed himself some Taco Bell.
Okay.
For dinner. He
Wait, that was confusing.
No,
he doesn't eat breakfast. So for lunch, he had Taco Bell for dinner.
I wasn't done yet. You didn't let me finish my sentence. For dinner, he DoorDashed himself McDonald's.
Okay.
Hello? I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah, he spent $130 on 2 meals.
But I'm like, you probably feel horrible right now. Like,
Oh my
Just
God.
like sludge.
I have a good, like, oh my God, I can't believe. So I've been eating like crap for like the past
Bro, like,
2 weeks.
This
Yeah.
week has been bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
This
been
week has
bad,
been bad.
to the point where last night I was like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
like I'm all sitting there like, because when
I had
we
20 bagel bites last night.
dude, when we got canned, I ate really bad for probably 7 weeks. Probably gained like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I was really good on the diet when I was going off and on, got back. Then we started our diet challenge. I was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the moment I could eat, I was like, all right, let's do this, right?
If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
And I think I had like Jack in the Box for lunch. Then I had a Big Mac. I had a Big Mac and fries.
I do love McDonald's.
I like Big Macs, dude.
See,
I just love Big Macs.
So you had me at Jack in the Box. I got a soft spot for Jack in the Box.
I like Jack
That's
in the Box.
sick.
That was the stoner spot back in the day because it was down the street from our house.
Yeah.
So,
That is
like,
so sick.
you'd go like, hey, we're going to go. Okay, bye. And then you'd rip out of a little piece and then you'd head over to
Joaquin La Caja. Jack in the Box.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, you're speaking the
Joaquin La Caja.
You're speaking
You don't know that?
the forbidden text.
Oh, can we also ask? And I knew this was going to happen. So Orc put on the AC because it's supposed to be 100 degrees. First 100-degree day
of the year.
Yeah.
Of the year.
And 103 tomorrow.
Swag.
Swag.
So I knew the moment Jess walked through the door, she's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe. She walks in and goes like that. I swear.
Didn't even say hi to me.
No, this is like a 2-minute stretch. She walks in. Oh my God, this is not happening. It's an ice box.
Oh my glob.
It's 71 degrees. And then she goes like this. Oh, there's something wrong with my tush. And I was like,
tush.
yeah, she's like a glooped.
That's not my tush, honey.
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
It's in the same.
It is in
It's in the same
region.
area.
You're right.
Everything is in the butt. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what? It's funny you said that.
What?
Because my client yesterday, she always brings her daughter with her. She's super funny. She's just turned 12 and she just started her period. And she was like, I'm not ready to use tampons. I don't want to put anything up my butt. I was like,
All right.
oh, honey, you don't put those there.
You notice whenever we talk about this in any way,
He gets so mad.
Elliott's like, oh my God,
so
my
I'm not-
life is ruined.
No,
it's never
I'm
going to
not-
be anything.
So I'm not mad at you guys.
He's just
I'm
mad in
front
general.
butt.
No,
Front butt.
front butt's hilarious. I'm mad about where I'm about to go because I had a joke specifically for Jess and it revolves around that area because I was listening
Period.
on the way home and I'll do the Hawaii recap in just a bit and we'll cover our hilarity of taps and takes on Tuesday and Wednesday.
All 2 days of it.
Yeah, I'm driving home late Saturday night, and I'd been watching Conan Must Go. It's his travel show, which I highly recommend. But on his podcast, Conan Needs a Friend, he brings on Sarah Silverman. And Sarah Silverman,
I love her.
I think one of the greatest female comics of all
Yeah.
time. I don't think it's even remotely close. I think she's probably, at least for me, number one.
I love her, yeah.
And she and Conan have such good chemistry.
Yeah.
And I'm quoting them. Sarah Silverman, what do you think the word walls means?
Pussy walls?
Walls.
Y'all are the trashy ones now.
I know.
I'm just going to sit back.
I know.
See, I'm doing good, Sarah.
So I'm thinking.
And Orc, do me a favor, and you can bleep me when I say it. You don't have to for them, but you can bleep me on that. Yeah. What do you think?
Okay, so I'm thinking it's like the vaginal canal.
They spend, I'm not kidding, in a 30-minute or for an hour podcast, 30 minutes on this.
Oh, but what the walls are? Was I right?
What walls are?
yeah. What
And
are,
so,
what
like,
are they?
the canal.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
okay.
like
you
the
are.
side. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, and so they, of course, they do like the Reagan, tear down those walls.
Tear
And then-
down this wall.
And then another thing, well, one of them was like, I thought it was like, you know, like C blocking, but like the woman version. So then they brought up
pussy walling.
yeah, but instead this is the term I knew you would get a kick out of, clam jamming.
That sounds
So,
like
like,
another
the
word
female-
for like
so, like-
scissoring.
So like the female equivalent of like C blocking
Yeah.
is clam jamming.
But clam jamming almost sounds like clam jamming.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Like this is a clam
Well,
jam.
like two
we know
clams
this is a
kissing.
muff hump. This is muff humping.
The word muff is so sick
Muff
to
hump,
me.
or I will accept scissors, but this is muff hump.
I kind of like clam jamming.
There's another word for it I just learned too, and I was like, that's cute.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm being trashy.
No, I'll put the hand up. You can put trashy cam on me on this one because I wanted to
trash cam.
Yeah,
you're the trash man.
Yeah, I'm the trash man. I eat from the trash and then I sprinkle it around the ring.
But can we talk about this for a sec? When you guys were growing up, did your parents have like words for things like your kuka or like things
we
like
call
that?
we call it a toity at our house.
Like now you call it a toity?
Yeah, because it's the least offensive way of saying it, I guess. I don't know. But like, what do you do as a father? You're like, if you wipe your vagina. You know what I mean?
Like if there was a white girl, she'd be a woity toity.
I don't know where that even came from.
So
that was,
back.
Dude, that was Sarah's thing. Sarah's the one that came up with toity. Because usually if they ask me about anything, I'm like, that's your mom.
So like if she's stuck up, is she like a toity hoity?
But like you have a younger sister. Like do you ever remember your mom saying like your kuka or like your cha-cha?
We just like didn't talk.
You were in silence the whole time?
We just didn't talk about that stuff.
I don't know I don't even know if we did either. I don't know if there was a word, but last night my client was telling her kid, she's like, no, babe, it goes in your cha-cha. And I thought cha-cha was so cute.
Okay, yeah, cha-cha's a good one.
Cha-cha's a good one.
Cha-cha's
a good one.
Yeah.
Cha-cha's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a very soft way of saying it.
Yeah.
It's way less soft than like vagina.
Well, there was, so there were, I mean, me and my brother, so there were two boys. So, Winkle was the word for us.
Winkle?
Winkle.
For your donger?
Yeah. It's like that is the most British way to say it ever. You winkle.
You twinkle out your winkle.
But I also have a bone to pick with you about these things.
Why me?
You specifically. And we can get to this later, but the yucky call you got from Silkies, that was brought on by something.
No, we're going to get to all of that.
Okay.
If you had looked at the notes, Jess.
Nah.
She doesn't look at the notes.
No?
Dude, she did 2.5 hours last week of just free balling.
Not noted.
Except for when they gaslit me.
Just free balling.
Just free balling.
And she's free.
Free balling. Yeah, I just let it. He had no faith in me. I showed
he
him
has
up.
little faith.
Oh my God.
He
I
of
am
little faith.
so tired
of little faith.
No, I'm so tired of everyone thinks that we're mean to Jess.
I don't think we're mean whatsoever.
Yeah, everyone thinks that we're mean to Jess and that we don't believe in her. And we are constantly like, talk more. We love you.
Ask questions, talk more, be a part of the conversation.
Read the notes. And she's like,
and Jess, at one point during like every interview, is on her phone.
I know. Every interview we have, here is my impression of Jess.
Yeah.
You hear like the Angry Birds noise.
Okay, you have to cut me some slack because
I'm trying, dog.
The melting station, Braid Man. I was
the Braidster.
I asked him
I thought you were fantastic
about the magic game, which you guys know is not for me.
It's not, but I was very proud of you because we've been telling you for like a month or two, ask more questions.
Yeah, justice for Jess. Thank you, Paula Fox. You guys are mean to her.
We are not.
We are totally not.
If anything, we're like the boxing coaches in her corner. Like, you got to work the body. You got to work the body.
You know
You're going
like?
for the jab. You got to work the body.
Not only are we not mean to Jess,
so not.
But I think back, some people. So when I was coming up in the broadcast game, I kind of had to be taught in a mean way, right?
Yeah,
like. Some people...
Probably not the best way to be taught, but you were taught and you are the pro that you are now.
Here's something about the bear that's lost on people, okay? So if you go back and watch the final episode of season 2, or no, it's the first one. The first episode where it's Carmi's kind of history in learning, okay?
Yeah.
So he learns a lot from these really exquisitely amazing, nice chefs. But he didn't become great until he was working with the a-hole. And you know what? If you go to his family and how he was comfortable almost in chaos, it makes sense to his character that he had to be under that kind of intense pressure.
Yeah, that like insanity.
Yeah, of someone just being horrible to him in order for him to really excel. Some people are like that. in order to become a diamond, you need pressure.
A
right?
lot of it.
And I was like that. That's why when everyone was like early on that I'm mean to Elliott, I'm like, I wasn't. I was like, I'm trying to teach him how to do something.
I
was not me.
I actually
no, it's me not doing the hobby horse bit. And that's me.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because I had to actually bring up Elliott to a stranger.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Just yesterday. I'm gonna get to, it's a part of like my big announcement, which you would know about if you looked at the notes.
No.
Sorry, I'm okay.
I'm fine.
All right.
You.
Well, that was 30 minutes of riffing about nothing.
Apollo Fox, you spelled his name wrong.
It's okay. They do it on purpose now.
It has to be a thing.
It's fine. It's all spelt there too. But anyway, so you guys have a good week while I was gone?
Let's
talk about Hawaii because I want to talk about Hawaii.
just
Can we
pulled
talk
you
about
so
Hawaii?
hard.
Because I'm going to talk about Hawaii.
Talk about Hawaii. Give it to us straight. Did you propose?
What? No. What's the
Are you engaged now? Do you have children
Did you
on the
get
way?
her pregnant?
Did you get her lots pregnant?
No. No to all the above.
Did you ask your parents permission to propose?
Yeah, did you
to her?
ask her mom and dad,
No.
can I get on my knee and ask your beautiful daughter who's the light of my life and my journey to the end? I love her. Can I ask her to marry me?
Yes.
Elliott. That's a good one. No. Few things I learned in Hawaii. One, what's the deal with airlines?
Oh, God.
So
Let me tell you.
I know you guys aren't as well traveled as.
Yeah.
No.
Which
But
is funny
back in the
because
day-
your mother works for the airlines.
Yeah, so she used to work. She used to be the manager of Yosemite Airport.
Yeah.
Now she just works TSA. So don't mess with us, otherwise she'll say you're a bomb threat. She would never do that. You might. But so I've been very fortunate to travel a lot, albeit standby. So it's really just if you're lucky or not, you get on the flight.
Oh, really? Like if someone drops or cancels,
that's
you
how.
can get
Yeah,
on.
a lot of the flights we went on as kids were standby flights.
So wait, hold on. Would your parents like roll up as a group and be like,
yeah,
and then
no.
if no,
Yeah, no, that's.
and if
Please
no,
let me on. Please let me
what
on.
if
We
like
used to have
three?
we used to have to dress in like khakis and polos because Mom would say they pick the people that dress nicer. So
Are you serious?
yeah, they said like they're not gonna pick the person that's dressed in sweatpants and baggy clothes. They're gonna dress the person on standby that like looks presentable.
So then you would
So
get
we
on a
used-
plane in khakis?
in like khakis and polo
That
shirts.
sounds
They look like
So
they're going to a country club.
So uncomfortable.
Like
It sucked.
They
yeah.
start
crew
talking
shirt.
like this.
Yeah, no. Well, Mom would throw on the accent extra thick, you
Yep.
know, like I get it, but so we've always had to fly standby. And sometimes you're like, my dad got lucky one time. They were like, yeah, we've got 2 coach, we've got 2 business, and we've got 1 first class. My dad was like, I'm chilling in first class. Mom and
I
Allie.
love that for him that he did that.
Yeah, no. Well, it was like Allie and Mom had to stick together, so they got business, and then me and Martin were stuck in the literally the back row of coach. It sucked.
By the toilet.
By the way, 10-hour flight.
Oh,
It sucked.
heck no.
So we've always just been very fortunate to fly. And so we're flying again on like Hawaiian, and the people there, the crew, fantastic. But back in the day, they used to give you complimentary headphones
Yeah.
for the movies,
Yeah.
right? And it was on one giant screen in the back,
Mhm.
and you all just had to watch whatever movie they chose, unless you brought like your portable DVD player back in the day, you know? Now they're like, everyone's got a screen, and they're like, you are free to enjoy our streaming services, and also if you have your own headphones, but if you'd like to purchase headphones, man, what the hell's this?
Yeah.
Purchase and have. First of all, they use the old headphone jack, so nobody has that anymore.
Right.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, and then second of all, gotta buy headphones. Get out of
I
here
love
with this.
that Elliott so North Fresno that he is literally on an airplane sitting on a chair in the sky on his way to a tropical paradise. And he's like, I have to buy headphones.
I refuse. So you know what I did?
What is this?
So you know what I did?
Okay.
I watched 2 silent films. I watched Nice Guys, which is a very underrated movie.
Did you watch it on caption?
Yeah,
Closed caption?
I put the subtitles on, and I know the parts where it's funny, so I know when to laugh. And then I watched Ocean's 12.
Bro, I love this. So before we continue, I want you to get back to it, but we are seasoned anime watchers.
Correct.
So subtitles do not bother us.
Don't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So and because of that, we can watch other things like Squid Game.
Yep.
And the original audio is always better than the dubbed. Sarah got a recommendation from one of her colleagues to watch The Devil's Plan.
Okay.
Which is like a game. It's a Korean game show.
Sick.
On Netflix. So she put it on and she cannot fathom reading subtitles.
I can't hear without subtitles.
I'm like
broken.
Sarah,
human society is
watch
broken.
It. Dude, just watch it and read it. It's not, there is a lot going on. So maybe for newbies, I get it. But I cannot watch dubbed anything.
No.
It has to be subtitled, dude.
I mean, some anime dubs are good, but I mean, other than that,
very few.
Yeah, very few.
Very few.
No,
are
I
good.
agree. And most sub, I just think you get more emotion out of the proper.
Yeah.
Like Squid Games, I tried just to see the difference, and the emotional beats just don't hit at all.
Well, dude, the
compared
season 1 is Squid Game more so than season 2, but season 1, those actors were crushing.
I
But
thought season
it
1
would
of
have been-
Squid Games was one of the best surprises I've ever watched.
It would have been lost on you. It would have been completely lost on you if you watched it dubbed. If you watched Squid Game dubbed, it would have been the nuance of the acting that was going on would have been completely lost on you, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Hawaii. So Hawaii is awesome. It's beautiful. Shout out First Chat Gang Gulag over here. Thanks for the recommendation on Dope Thief. You're welcome. Because I totally did that.
I did that. Thank you. It was sick, wasn't it? Super sick.
But yeah, did a lot in Northland. Did a lot of eating. Tried a lot of Hawaiian food.
Mm-hmm.
First day, did a Loco Moco, which was so much food. So much food. And then I realized I'm washed as a drinker. Birthday was the 18th. So I'm drinking all day. Have like a Hawaiian coffee, which is their version of an Irish coffee.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Had a couple of beers, couple of Mai Tais, 2-day hangover.
So you couldn't really drink because you were with her family, right? Or were you drinking the
I was
whole
with
time?
my family.
Oh, I thought her family was there.
No,
too.
I was with my family.
Just your family.
my family.
Okay.
And yeah, and
you could have drank.
well, yeah.
Because
Well,
you guys were really tied up.
Mom,
kind of
Mom-
problematic.
Mom is all so
It's really a problem.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem.
it kind of does run in the family. Anyway, so like my cousin and I, Tim, he'll drink with me.
Yeah.
My dad's not a drinker. My aunt, she'll have wine. Mom is a fun drinker.
She gets at it though. Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
sometimes.
You could be honest.
Mom, like,
She's British, dude. I don't think you know what the
Mom is a social. Mom is much like me in the sense of like we're social drinkers. We like drinking with people to have fun.
Yeah.
She'll get after it sometimes, but she won't get after it to my extent. I feel the judgment in their eyes when I drink in front of them.
Oh yeah.
So I try not to, but I was like, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink. I'm in Hawaii. Like, why do I care?
Right.
Right. I should have, because all that next day, that Monday, hungover all day, finally jump in the ocean, feel better, crack open a beer, have a second beer at dinner, hungover again all Tuesday. And I'm like,
Man, you're
God,
getting old.
I am pathetic.
You were getting
I
old.
am so pathetic.
Elliott, you're getting
I am
old, bro.
So washed as a drinker. And it leads me to just the other day, I was out at Strummers for Bad Sons. Had whiskey ginger ale. Haven't had a whiskey drink in a while. Have a couple of whiskey drinks. Hungover all yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. Washed. Just washed as a drinker. But
what's happening to you, man?
I just
You used to be cool.
I used to be cool, man. All I do now is just drink beer at work.
All you do is
Not at work.
drink on the job.
Yeah.
And
All I
talk
do is-
about lady
All
jams.
I do is drink
That's
it.
it.
All I do is drink at Groggs. That's it. So I mean, Hawaii was awesome.
We're doing the episode. Elliott drinks his beer, and Royce is sitting next to us, and he's like, oh, it seems empty, right? And I'm like, what? You can't talk to him like that.
Everybody, yeah, but everybody knows I do it in a very playful manner.
Uh-huh.
I'm very playful. And I'm also trying to see if he'll drink too. Like with Royce,
he did drink.
No, I know, but I was trying to see if Royce would just. You got to gauge like what's his vibe.
He took a shot with me that one time.
He took a shot before he recorded with us.
Yeah, and I wanted to see if like he'd be like, well, I'll have another beer if you want another beer, and then you're like, yeah, that's my guy.
And then when he's like,
I want to get loose.
No,
and then he's like, I actually have like 5,000 things to do. I was like, I don't have a damn thing to do.
I'm going home after this.
I know you can't believe this. I'm super open today.
My day wide open. Yeah. But yeah, I get home super late. Whittier Saturday night, I think, and then I have to be back for work Sunday morning. So I'm up.
To do that thing where you leave for work from Whittier in the morning.
Well, I mean, like
You're such a knob. Dude.
Well, our flight landed late Saturday.
Yeah, because of the time. Go home.
No, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, I drove home from Whittier late Saturday. Woke up like after 4 hours of sleeping to go to work.
Elliott is notorious for like when we used to have to get up at 4:45 to be at work. He would either like leave at 3 a.m. from Whittier to be here in time, or he would
done that in the past. Yeah,
he would leave Whittier, but like at midnight
because I'd want to beat the LA traffic.
Yeah, be home at like 3, and then be like, yeah, I got like 2 hours of sleep. Oh, hey, dude, stop doing this.
There was
just get a day of rest.
There was one day when I used to work at Benediction. We were in LA for a concert. Concert ended at like 1. My shift was at 7. Woke up at 4, got home in 2 hours.
That's
no
wild.
one on the road. Must have been going 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then the problem is though, because I made it so fast, I'm like, I do this all the time.
Yeah, I can do this every time.
It just promoted my like, I can do this all the time now.
Totally.
But no, but Hawaii was great. I got tan only to lose it when I shaved. And
you tanned your hair?
No, well, like this part of
the top of my head got tan right here.
The top of my head got
I don't know how.
No, the top of my head got sunburnt.
Did it?
Yeah. It's like I have all this hair for nothing.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself. I was expecting you to come back and be like, Lady Jams popped the question.
I thought there was going to be a surprise.
No,
ring on your finger.
I promised her I wouldn't propose to her in Hawaii.
Why? It's probably the best place to do it.
I would think that would be ideal.
No,
baby, look at the endless love I have for you. This ocean cannot compare to how deep my love is for you, Lady James.
For a few reasons. One, it was a family trip at the end of the day. Like it was more so of like our families getting to enjoy Hawaii. You know, we kind of just got lucky to tag along.
But did you have your own room?
We did.
You could have, celebrated at night.
Did you guys do a lot of sex?
A lot of muff humping,
Did you do a lot of sexual intercourse?
Jeez.
And how many times did you do it?
Was it an everyday thing? An every other day thing?
Anywho.
Multiple times a day.
Geez, I ain't built like that no more.
He's like, not only can I not drink, I cannot do sexual intercourse like that any longer.
Anyway, let's move on to why Taps and Takes took 2 days.
Okay. Now, I got a story for you.
Yeah, take it away, Drew.
So, my brilliant co-host, who is so smart.
She's so brilliant.
So smart. Yes.
Yeah, you're about to find out how brilliant I am in a second with my big announcement.
Oh my God. So this cat is her first day back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, good to see you, Elliott.
Yeah.
We have a excellent episode.
Excellent.
It was like a really good episode and it was extended. It was like, an hour, 15.
We were a little chatty
like
Cathy's, yeah.
Chatty Cathy's, getting back into the groove. Okay. And we record Tuesday mornings for Taps and Takes, which is kind of hard with the sports stuff because a lot of stuff happens after that in sports. So, but it is what it is. We have to do it this way.
You got to make the most of it.
So when we're done, we're starting to break down. And in the camera, there's a safety protocol if one of the batteries dies. So if a battery dies, it has just enough juice before it turns off. It's like hard coded into the camera that it saves the footage and then turns the camera off. So we use direct battery plugs. So there is no battery. It's just a cord going into the camera.
And so
hold on.
Okay.
I'm explaining.
Sure.
Okay.
You can explain.
So all I have to do is touch the button and then turn it off and you can do whatever, right?
I feel like I know where this is going.
So we finish.
Going?
I turn off my camera And then Elliott goes like this and just pulls the plug.
Okay, he makes it sound like I pulled only that one. I was unplugging all of the equipment because we were done.
So I go and I look at the camera. I'm like, did you unplug this? And he's like, yeah. I'm like,
I'm unplugging. The show's done. I'm unplugging.
I'm like, well, let's hope that the footage saved.
Yeah.
Immediately go and check it. It's 70 gigs of information of unusable footage. It is all corrupted. There is no way that I can pull it back out. There is a way, but it's either very expensive or you need a specific like conversion tool to do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. So we had to go back the next day and do the episode again.
Two things, though. One, we got Royce on that Wednesday. And it turned out fantastic.
Okay.
We did get Royce in.
So Taps and Takes actually live now, yeah?
It's live right now.
Live right now. So go check out Taps and Takes,
and Royce,
the better version.
Yeah. I did us a favor.
In my humble opinion, the better version.
We did get Royce to come and sit down, the owner of Groggs, who's a great dude. And he was really good on the mic. Good voice. So we had him on Wednesday's episode, which is live now. So go and check that out. But dude, also, I wanted... When I told my parents what happened, they're like, "Oh, were you mean?" I was like, "No."
I was like, "No." So my thought process was much like how you like a laptop for a sec.
Yeah.
Like you plug in your laptop and it's on the charger, but if you unplug it, your battery's going to be charged.
Right.
Much like a phone. Like if you plug in your phone and you're recording something, if you unplug the charger, the phone's not going to turn off.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that it was still running on battery. It was just charging the battery.
Gotcha.
When I unplugged it and it just went dark, I was like, that's not right.
So, usually when you are about to do something and your brain would click and be like, should I ask? Mm-hmm. But not Elliott.
No.
He just goes and rips that plug right out.
Well, when you're packing, when you're done, you're packing up. You're like, all right, just got to take care of this, that, and the other. Boom, bang, boom.
Boom, bang, boom.
And then it was boom, bang, pow, right in the kisser. So,
pow, right in the kisser.
But, happy little accidents.
Yeah, it's good to have him back.
Yeah, we're so back and better than ever.
We're so back.
Yeah, so, Drew, you want to talk about not so home improvements? Because you're becoming a little bit of a handyman.
Well, first one,
we are both getting a little handy.
Yeah. I want to see what's up. Well,
with each other.
I think our guest is here.
Oh.
So maybe we can bring him in and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
And then we also need to get caught up on Jess and what she's been up to for this past week.
We do much to say.
And then also with Jess comes some period stuff. And not in a gross way.
Not in a gross way. Not in a trashy way, Sarah.
Not in a trashy way.
Not in a trashy way.
I mean like the actual punctuation.
Period.
So
the T at
let's
the
take
end.
5, get our guest in, and we'll be right back.
Yep.
All right. Ooh, that was smooth, Org. That was smooth with it. They say crack kills, and there isn't a scarier crack than the one behind you, but definitely the one in front of you. A cracked windshield can lead to a lot of problems, including getting a ticket. And if you're a baller on a budget like me, you can't afford no damn ticket. Thankfully, I know the perfect window response team willing to help. And they're so helpful that they even accept all insurances. It's your friends over at Old Town Auto Glass. With over 25 years of experience, these guys are your neighborhood heroes. From windshield repairs, replacements, and even camera recalibration, because some places don't even give you that. Old Town Auto Glass is the friendliest windshield support in the Central Valley. They are even so committed to helping you, they're even willing to drive to you with their mobile service, guaranteeing your safety so you don't have to deal with any cracks, except for maybe the 1 or 2 I'm about to make. Look, I crack jokes all the time, but if there's one thing I've realized when it comes to windshield repairs, you'll be laughing at how easy it was to call Old Town Auto Glass. So call now at 559-472-3446 or go online for a quote today. Can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear. All right, good.
And we're back.
We never
left because I don't leave, because I talk to you guys all the time. But we have a very special guest, a reoccurring guest now.
Oh, look at that.
We have the one and only Darren, not a Karen, maybe a Karen, but we have the one and only Darren. Darren, how the hell you doing here?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. Love it. Big fan.
Took a little bit.
It had to load. It took
a little bit
It took
of time.
that long to load. Yeah. If you couldn't tell, I had to stretch that introduction in.
We're going to be doing something called Darren to Listen a little bit later on. But right now, we got to talk about some stuff.
We got to talk about some stuff.
About how handy I am. And Sarah's not the man of the house.
I don't believe that.
She is not the man of the house. Sarah, I hope you're here listening right now. You are no longer the man of the house.
We were trying to figure out, because Drew's 41.
41.
Drew's 41 now, and we were trying to figure out.
Old.
And I tried pitching Corvette guy for a while.
Yeah, I liked it.
Didn't bite. So we were trying to figure out what kind of like older guy or what like midlife crisis Drew was going to go through. And I think we found it. It's going to be Handyman.
It's going to be Handyman, Drew. That's my midlife crisis.
Yeah. So tell us about your new home improvement experiences.
Go ahead.
Did you buy some new Ryobi tools?
I did buy Ryobi tools.
Ooh.
So the reason why I got Ryobi tools is because they're cheap, and I'm not a serious woodworker yet.
You don't work on the wood yet?
No. Here's the thing. I mean, I kind of work on wood.
Polish it at least.
Sorry, I don't know. Oh, I hope that's not too trashy, Sarah.
No.
Anyways, so long story short, there was 2 big ass holes in the wall of my man space.
Sorry, Kyle.
I did not punch these holes in the wall. Totally did not. We had a leak. And
like this is a rock star house, Elliott. You know that.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about what happened? Okay, so we got a warranty call because there was a leak in the bathroom, right? The first dude comes, and this is always what you get as a real estate agent. I can recommend you. Well, I'm not going to do it on the podcast, but I can recommend like the good warranty people and the bad warranty people. Okay, Schmishmality. Sorry, not the warranty you want. There's a couple different ones. We have a good warranty, but usually the first dude they come and they're like, no, and then they like leave. Okay. So the first guy comes and he's like, oh man, I got to get behind this wall to get to the pipe. So he swings a hammer at the wall to open it up. It has a weird peanut shaped hole in it like this. There's like this mesh screening behind it. And he's like, yeah, sorry, man, I can't do anything. And like leaves. So the second guy
just leaves a hole in the wall.
Straight up just leaves a hole in the wall.
He doesn't even like try and put a poster up to cover it. Little Shawshank.
Not even close. Second guy comes, cuts an awkward, and he was great. The second guy was great. He knew what was going on, did a great job. But he cut this, he cut at the very bottom, he cut this awkward shape like isosceles triangle into it to get to it. And so he does this thing, he fixes it, and he just places the piece of drywall back. So I keep on telling Sarah, you got to call warranty to come and fix this.
Yeah.
Okay. The cat's going to get in the wall. Like the cat's going to want to go hide in the wall somewhere. Like we can't just get him out there. Apparently the warranty covers the work, but not the drywall repair.
Of course.
So I'm like, okay, thinking to myself, okay, we get someone out here to fix it, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it myself. And I told Sarah, I was like, Sarah, I'm going to do this myself. She's like, okay.
Sounds like Jamie.
I was like, Sarah, I can do this. This is not hard. I can do this. So your boy went out, bought himself some Ryobi tools, big old green. See, here's the thing about Ryobi tools. You don't take those to do serious construction work.
No,
you don't. They're not. They're like the cheap, almost the cheapest. There's other cheaper brands, but they have gotten better in time. But they're like the beginner woodworking tools. Like you don't need to go and spend tens and tens of thousands of dollars on a bunch of like tools when you can get these and see if you like it. Right? Since I'm gonna be a beginner, I was like, you know what? This is a fine investment. So I watched one video on YouTube and I started cracking it out, buddy. And I did such a good job. I'm almost done. I'm down to the final paint now, but I had to like, one was a patch job. The second one was like, I had to actually cut the drywall and anchor it in. And it was, the beam was in the middle of the hole. So I needed to like actually like drill in wood behind it to anchor so I could get a bite on it and then patch it up, do the sides, get the tape, do the mud, and sand it down and do all that stuff. Then I had to texture the wall and prime it yesterday. And I'm crushing it, dude. I'm crushing it. It looks so damn good. And I'm at the final paint right now. So now I'm like, I can do everything.
You can.
I can do it all.
You always could. You just had to believe in yourself.
Dude, I watch so many, when how I do like the leather stuff or used to all the time. I watch so many videos. You okay?
Yes.
You good?
Are you cool?
I'm just wanting you guys to be able to look at each other. So when I'm not, I don't like being in the middle, so I'm just gonna sit back.
Anyways,
I like staring into his eyes when he talks.
That's what I thought.
You're like the very white part of an Oreo. Like the
Thank you.
very, very white.
Look how
part of
tan
you.
you told me I look tan.
I
I'm
know.
like the peanut butter Oreo today.
I know, but like compared to Darren, like Darren's tan.
You are tan.
Drew's
Thanks.
tan.
What have you been doing?
I went on vacation.
Oh, there you go.
It's in the sun.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of golf too.
That,
So-
that-
There,
You play
there
some
you
golf?
go.
Yeah, don't tell my
back to
employer.
your story.
anyways,
So rude of you
back
guys.
to my story. I could do it all, Elliott. And how I used to do the leather. I watched so many leather videos until like Sarah's finally like, just buy it and do it.
Yeah.
So I watched so much woodworking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, man, I would love to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Working that
I'd
wood.
love to do that.
Yeah. I would love
Mm.
to do something like that.
Look at that shine.
Using my hands to be a man.
Mm.
And Sarah's like, no, I'm impressed. And I'm like, I could have done this the whole time, but you take the power away from me.
Did she then hit you with her boobs?
I wish.
Yeah.
I've been okay with it.
I think a new tool belt,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
Yeah.
a highlighter vest.
No,
is in order.
you need to
I think
take
I
the
like
tool
that.
belt back from her.
Yeah, be
Sarah's
like,
had
"They're
it for the
mine.
long- These are my tools.
This is my tool.
This is my tool belt.
I think you might have unlocked a fantasy with Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Could
Tool-
be there.
Okay, but Tool Belt
From me
Sarah.
being a real man.
Tool Belt Sarah is my fantasy.
Dude.
I mention it on the reg.
I like that she has done a lot of that stuff in the past. I have a picture of Sarah 8 months pregnant changing the light of my car.
Oh my God.
Like on the ground with Dylan in her uteri. And she's like,
she has multiple?
So-
yeah, her uteri. And she's like popping the light out because I'm like, Sarah, I can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing.
So I'm glad you brought up, funny enough, you brought up women working on cars. Because I got a story here. Last night, Wednesday, had to help Lady Jams drive her car to mechanic. It had to get serviced for her annual checkup or whatever. We do that. And then we have Bad Sons. Bad Sons playing at Strummers with Little Image. So me, Lady Jams, and two of our friends decide to go. I was like, I'll drive. No worries. We'll take Lady Jams' car. As we're driving, we just hear like a...
Oh, like Jess's car.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Yes.
It's not like it doesn't feel like a tire, but you're just hearing something. So we quickly get out. Look, the like undercarriage that covers the like parts is dragging.
Ooh.
I guess one of the parts ripped from like its bolt. So we go, and thank God I'm wearing a Beta underneath my collared shirt. So
Ellie's like, allow me.
So I
Takes off the shirt. Don't worry.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry, dumb girls. I got this.
So I take off my collared shirt. I got the Beta on, and it's just showing my vacation tum.
Mm.
I go and I'm down there and I'm looking at it and I can't, it's not like a click off thing. I have to pop it off essentially. So I'm getting under there and these guys crush me here. Guys are about 30 yards away in their truck like, hey, yo, you making the girl do that? all of my buddies standing. And I was like, what'd you call me? And they're like, hey, I'm sorry. You got great hair.
Oh, they literally thought you were a girl.
Yeah, they literally thought I was a girl.
Iconic.
And I was just like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Just covered in like black smudge. So I popped this undercarriage off and now it's in the trunk for a car. We don't know what to do with it. The other parts like totally
He's like,
ripped.
I'm completely lost. I just get over there.
Like
I'm just loosening stuff.
it's ripped. One side's ripped to shreds. The first one that popped off. So the other one I had to like shimmy it out. And so I'm just like, I don't know what to do. But I know what I do know.
What?
I'm covered in smudges and I look manly as hell.
Like Billy Madison, where they hit the orange peel and fly off the. Elliott has screwed up something. There's just gonna be Lady Jams driving like this. She's gonna be like, yo.
Oh, Doyle rules.
Just gotta go over the edge.
Two things.
She'll survive though. She'll survive.
She's immortal.
When you broke down in front of this Italian deli, did you get any meats?
Yeah.
No, I was in
Did you get any gabagool?
I was no gabagoo. But side note, you know a good deli sandwich spot. You got to tell me about it.
Wait, me?
Yeah, you know one. You used to
Sam's?
talk about. Is it Sam's?
My favorite sandwich is it's very simple. It's the caprese al braise from Sam's, which is just Sam's Deli.
You have to say it in an Italian accent.
Elliott.
Caprese alla braise.
Caprese alla
And you gotta go-
braise, yeah.
No, it's prosciutto. Okay,
Ooh.
it's just prosciutto, sun-dried tomatoes, olive oil, and fresh mozzarella. That's
Fresh
it.
mutts?
That's it.
No gravy
and
on
like,
it?
dude, I'm a dude that likes the sloppity, whoppity sandwiches,
Yeah,
right?
if you want that, go to Chiba Hut.
Yeah, I like
Yes.
that stuff, but this is the most simple, delicious sandwich that you can get, and it's just a perfect Italian sandwich, dude.
All right, so
it's
Sam.
so good.
No, but I was literally by the Me and Ed's and Towers. I was going to Strummers.
Yeah.
And just got, you making the girl do that? It's just like, oh, what are you doing?
They
So did you
probably
like
thought
take
you
the
were on a
grease and go
double
like
date.
this, like?
I
sorry,
did the
girls.
like I had the smudges and I put it on the beater.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
Well,
everybody knows a dirty beater is actually kind of attractive.
Not to circle back, but like when I was doing that work, I expected Sarah to come in and like give me some praise. Because like it is out of character for me to do this.
She told you she was impressed.
Not really.
Lady Jams was super impressed.
Yeah.
She thought-
Was there a
she thought-
snail trail?
She's all
All right, dude.
She's all. Was she slipping out of the car? Did she sit down and go like this? Whoa!
Darren, you had something you wanted to say?
She slid all the way to Strummers. She's
Yeah,
all,
she's like a slip and slide.
My next question is, does Lady Jams drive a Nissan Altima? Because if she does, that's just normal protocol
what
for
is
a
a
Nissan
hot girl
Altima.
car?
No,
What-
I'm just saying
No, but what do you think a hot
every
girl
Nissan
car is?
Altima.
Hot girls drive Volkswagens.
She has the Volkswagen.
But I'm just saying, every Nissan Altima has that piece dragging. Every
Yeah.
single one.
Interesting.
That's- You drive it off the lot,
Yeah.
bump, bump, it drops. It's good.
Yeah.
The bumper starts falling off.
Mhm. Yeah, and then we get to Strummers. I bought the tickets online the day before on StubHub,
Mhm.
and it's like legit StubHub. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Mm.
Buy them on StubHub. Get to Strummers. Boop. Refunded. That's not right. Boop. Refunded. Hey, yo, Strummers. Why aren't my tickets working? I bought the tickets. I have the receipt.
Mhm.
And they're like, we don't sell on StubHub.
Oh, what?
You got conned.
And so I guess there's this. So if you're buying tickets on StubHub or online, be careful because apparently people will buy the tickets from like the actual site, which I should have just bought through Strummers. I don't know why I didn't. I just went to the first site that said it and it was StubHub. So you trust it, right? They buy the tickets and then sell them via StubHub. And so they have like this tickets and then they refund the card.
Oh, what a scam.
So
dude.
you're paying them money. Thankfully, StubHub was very good. Got me a refund within 10 minutes of my chat.
Wow.
So
Mhm.
their customer service kicks major butt. But
Right.
yeah, we all got conned. And so I spent like an additional $60, but you know, we love Strummers.
Were you
We love-
able? Yeah. Were you
Yeah, I
able to buy tickets day of?
got them day of like as the show was going on, thankfully.
I thought that was sold out. I was surprised.
It was like packed.
Right.
Strummers was packed to the brim. So we were very fortunate that we got like last second tickets. Otherwise,
Right.
I would have been fuming.
Yeah, you would have been very mad.
Grade A fuming. But the show was awesome. Bad Sons I've seen before. They were great. Little Image, I was surprised how good they were. And yeah. And
Did
with-
you have a love affair with any of the artists in said group? Because it's like how you follow that one band in Sebastian.
Oh, yeah, Sebastian.
Sebastian, he's your favorite
with,
man.
With Petite?
yeah.
With
Yeah.
PL?
I
They're
love it.
actually
He will
they're,
find the most obscure small group, and he's like, "Man, they're just so good. I've seen them like 18 times." And you're like,
I'm
"Who?"
right
and
He's
no
like,
one
"Yeah,
has even
thank
heard of
you.
them before.
they're
Yeah,
so
exactly.
great." And then
I'm
when
so
they become
in the
popular,
know.
he's gonna be like, "No,
I
no,
know.
I knew about them
I'm
before."
so
I knew them
dude, you know what the
first.
worst thing is? They're coming back to the West Coast in about 2 weeks.
Who? Petite League?
Petite League.
Did
Wow.
Sebastian hit you up and go, "Sorry about the radio show, bro"?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Man, how selfish.
I didn't tell him about it. I didn't want to stress him. You know, I didn't want to stress him when he's doing a cross country tour. You know.
Yeah, don't stress him.
That would have really upset him if you told him we got canned.
And like I don't want him to get distracted. You know, like I don't want to. I'm thinking about my guy Elliott over in LA. You know, like I didn't want to do that to him. But they have shows in about mid-June in San Francisco and LA.
You going?
I wish
he's going to go to both because he loves the bash.
Look, man, in a perfect world, I'd be touring with him. Unfortunately, and I didn't think this was how I was going to lead into my big announcement, but I'm going to just lead into my big announcement.
Are you just going to go for it? Well, we got to guess. We got to talk to our guest.
No, he's fine. He's not going anywhere.
What are you
busy? Oh, what are you busy?
My palms are getting sweaty.
I know. What is your announcement? I can't wait.
So when I went to San Jose to see the Sharks game,
yes,
when we were walking there, Santa Clara University had like a stand up there. I didn't get why when they were at the arena, but they partner with the Sharks and a lot of the Bay Area sports teams. And the girl that I was talking to, because I was waiting in line to get a beer or something. They were right next to. I was just talking. And she said, like, are you interested in sports business and sports like media and stuff like that? I was like, yeah. Funny enough, Taps and Takes, new episode out now. Shameless plug. She was like, okay, weirdo. But she gave me this pamphlet, and there's a new, this is the opening class for Santa Clara University's business, sports business master's program. It's a 14-month program. And I was like, okay, didn't think much of it, but I took the pamphlet, and the deadline was probably 3.5 weeks ago. And the morning of 2 a.m., I'm up. I'd been playing Zelda. I just like couldn't sleep, and I was just like on a whim, just apply. Throw the $100 application fee and just apply. Right? My GPA is terrible. And I've talked to other master programs, and I had a couple of meetings yesterday because I was just weighing my options. I got accepted into the first ever master's program at Santa Clara University, Masters of Science for
back to school for Elliott. You need a
I could cry. That's so exciting.
Awesome.
I knew this yesterday.
So this is so.
And I asked Elliott. I said, well, do I get to make fun of that you're going to go to 15 years of college and not be a doctor? And he said, yes. And I'm like, then I'm in.
Yeah.
And then let's face it, in like 20 years from now, when I have my master, I'm like, I'm going to get my doctorate.
He's going to get his master's. It's a 14-month program in 3 years.
Yeah. So, but
all online.
So it's hybrid. So the first week I'm going to be in Santa Clara a lot. Because there's the opening like orientation. It used to be like they were going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now it's Monday is going to be the big orientation day and like faculty photos, whatever. Tuesday is my first day of class. And then Wednesday, Thursday are going to be Zoom classes. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a 4-unit leadership seminar on campus. So
sports business sounds kind of vague and broad. Like what is like, what's the application specifically?
It'll be, they partner with all of the major Bay Area sports teams from the Niners to the Sharks, the Giants, their development teams.
Elliott's going to get placed in the 49ers. Oh my God, that would be so great.
It's going to be tough. And I was thinking like what I could do is just sprinkle cheese around because I'm a little Packer fan. Like, dude, why do we have rats?
He's working for the 49ers and they're like, Elliott, what do you think? He's like, I don't know, if you guys didn't suck.
I feel like, you really blew it with Garoppolo and Purdy not beating the Chiefs, I feel like we could have done so much. We could have done so much better. Yeah, you guys really haven't hit those glory days in a while.
So let's talk to Darren.
Well, can I just say I'm so proud of you?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to come back because I have more things to say about this.
I'm so proud of
we
you.
only
I'm
have
so
like
excited.
an hour and 15 minutes on that camera before it overheats. So.
Okay. All right. So should we go into Darren to listen? where we
my
dare
God.
the audience to pay attention.
Well, he was telling me that.
Is it that bad? Wow.
He was telling me that he had an interesting thing that he was talking about when it comes to flying. And you recently went to Maui.
Oahu.
Yeah.
Thanks for
So-
listening.
Oh, I'm sorry, Oahu.
Darren to listen already.
Not the right island, Drew.
No, again, Elliott, I can't take away from Elliott's glory here.
No,
It's
you can. It's
Beautiful.
fine.
It's beautiful. I'm excited.
Well, I
for it.
am-
wanna
No,
hear
I'm
more.
proud.
I am beautiful.
But I
And Drew
understand.
actually made a beautiful photo.
So here's my problem is that as Elliott gets older, he doesn't articulate it as much as I did, but around the same age, I had like, what am I going to do with my life crisis?
Mm.
And that's what he's going through right now. So having to work many other jobs, it's just enough to get by. It's not really, thing. So this makes sense for him. And I'm proud of him, but I want to make fun of him. But I'm like, I can't make fun of this because this is good for Elliott,
Well,
but I like
here.
making fun of
Well, I'm
Elliott.
going to give you a little something to make fun of because my plan is I'm going to go to Santa Clara University. It starts the 16th. So I don't know. I'll probably be MIA for that week with the pod, but after that, my schedule opens up better. And so I won't miss Fridays and Tuesdays. I'll leave from Taps and Takes straight to Santa Clara.
Right.
But my dad and I and my brother and my family and I have been talking about this for a while now because they were like, well, sports journalism is what you really want. And I think this will make me a better all-around individual and will only help with sports media. And I've already talked to one of the heads of the program for networking into broadcasters, right? But Arizona State University has a very well-known master's program as well as Syracuse. Syracuse is like the top one. And I was like, well, I might just shoot my shot anyway. So I had a meeting with one of the guys at Arizona State and we're talking. And I told him like, I was a bad college student. I'm more mature now. I understand where I'm at in life and what I want in life. And I told him my GPA and he was like,
He did that.
no, he did. And he told me this. If you got accepted into the Arizona State program, you would be making history for the lowest GPA in school history.
Can you
to
say
getting accepted.
what your GPA
My
is?
GPA is a 2.12. It is
Period.
abysmal.
Abysmal.
I literally barely made like academic standing.
Hey, when like as a kid you tell your parents something like, for example, I'm a real estate agent, been doing it for 10 years, rather successful at it. I have a team of people underneath me. When I told my father I wanted to be a realtor, he told me to go to Bitwise to go get training to be a coder because I was wearing a shirt that says, and this will be the only time I cuss this episode, or second technically, but I had a
Get ready to
shirt.
work.
I had a shirt that said, go fuck your selfie on it. As I'm telling him this is what I want to do, my dad totally did not believe in me. Okay. So with that being said, as a preface, I believe in you, but I'm
Yes.
going to be the cautious father that I would not be doing you a service if I did not point out, which I'm sure you know, this is an incredibly, incredibly flooded thing to do. Flooded. There is, for every one of you, there's a million others.
Oh yeah.
So you need to try hard if you're
Oh.
gonna do it.
No.
Like no bullshit right before
no,
it's due shit. Like, sorry,
and-
now I'm cussing.
Yeah, it's fine. And like when I was in college 10 years ago, geesh. I didn't really want to be at the college I was. It was the only one that accepted me. So I've kind of had like a resentment towards it. And I just wasn't in the right headspace to take it serious. Wasn't until I got into rugby that I was like, well, all right, now I need a GPA standard to meet. And I finally just did it. And I was already doing radio. So like, well, I'm already getting my degree. I'm already in the thing I'm trying to get into. Why do I need my degree? Went through with it. And, but now there's an excitement. Yeah. There's like an excitement. There is a kind of like a fire, I guess, which I've never had with academics, And I had a really good meeting with the head of the program yesterday. And I've never actually, like in college, I had maybe a professor here and there that I really loved and I reach out to here and there still. But this guy, I felt like I was actually inspired to want to work hard at this program So I feel like
you'll have to if you want.
And so
you can't mess around with this.
So
dude.
and I put in the notes, social life is dead because my life is going to be commuting Tuesday, studying Wednesday, Thursday, class Wednesday, Thursday, podcasting, library, work, library, work, library.
Yeah,
work, library.
but accepting that and working through that will make you appreciate the end result of whatever you're going to do. Like Jess works crazy, but it's a fulfilling, if not, it's tiring, but yet fulfilling at the same time doing it. I work quite a bit, and then I have the kids with Sarah, and like sometimes, dude, you just need to lay down for 30 minutes and like look at a wall and just be like quiet. But putting yourself through that and coming out the other end makes the rewards of what you'll get that much better.
Oh yeah. Well,
so don't mess it up. This is your opportunity.
No, my plan is to definitely not do that.
I'm just saying, like, and you will be the first to say that that this is like real about you. Is that Elliott will always succeed to a certain degree. He'll get here and then he drops the ball at the end. And that's
what I wanted to talk about earlier, because when I was talking to the head of this program, I was talking. This is another thing that sold me. He read my profile. He read my case. He read my application, and he knew about my background in radio and stuff like that. And I was telling him, like, dude, I always felt like I was a failure because I would fail classes. I never thought I would kind of meet a certain standard. And when I first started radio, my name was Elliott because I would do well and then at the very end trip up and fail. And he was like, dude, I failed 3 different master's programs, 2 different doctrine. I left med school. I left law school. And I was like, that's just my journey though. And now he's the head of Santa Clara University's brand new sports program. So I was like, yeah, this guy knows his stuff. And it kind of helped me relate to him better. But I could
cry.
Yeah, round of applause for Elliott.
Yeah.
Hold on here.
Yeah.
Here's the pic.
I'm literally crying a little bit.
Wait, here, you guys. Look at this. This is so good.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
I love it.
I hate that.
What are you talking about? That photo's
so
great.
Good. Look,
that photo's rad.
With his coolers and going back to school.
Or can post-prod, can we throw that picture
Oh my
up
God. That is the creepiest
Yeah.
thing I have ever seen.
No, it gave me a chin. It was awesome.
I hate that.
All right.
But now-
Let's take a break before we get to Darren so we can let the camera, because I don't want to miss time with him. So give us 5 minutes. We'll
coming
be back.
we are going to do the first ever Darren to listen. And that's all coming up. Ness.
That's all coming up.
That's all yeah.
I don't know why they made me do that.
What, the clap?
I mean,
I thought that.
because you're the king of interrupting.
You're the king of clap.
So that's where the clapping came.
If you were a band, you'd be the interrupters.
All right, it's here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's about to get hot in the Central Valley. So how are we going to survive? I got some steps for you. 1, tan. You don't want to look pasty. 2, make sure you wear lighter clothes. And 3, make sure you have comfortable feet. Let them doggies breathe. So that means you have to go to Brown Shoe Fit Co. in downtown Visalia, right in the corner of Main and Locust, and ask for Josh. He's going to sit you down. He's going to give you that customer service that you cannot get ordering things on a phone, and know your budget, know your needs, and get you the exact right thing. Josh knew I had really bad foot pain. He got me some Hokas, and no joke, my foot pain's gone. Brown Shoe Fit Co. is a big time supporter of the Do Over podcast, so we support them, and you should as well. Again, downtown Visalia, tell them that the Do Over sent you. We would like to thank Frank Sierra Finish Carpentry and Sierra Door Supply, providing and installing all your doors, custom closets, and decorative molding needs in Tulare, Kern, Kings, and Fresno County. Give a call to Anthony Sierra, your friendly neighborhood Finish carpenters, for a free quote today at 559-623-3054. Thank you so much for supporting the Do Over podcast.
Woo! That wasn't a good clap. Hang on. There we go. Jess, give me one. Give me one. No, give me. Okay. All right. Well,
she's eating stuff.
All right.
Oh, wait. Here's the new thing that Jess is going to do when we have guests. She's going to be like this. We talked about mukbang today.
No, you know what we should do? We should make it the sloppiest thing ever, and we should call it yuck bang.
Ew, I can't.
Tried to get him to laugh. I almost got him. All right, but it is time. It is time. Is there a drum roll here?
I don't know.
No, there isn't. But it is now time for our brand new segment, Darren to Listen, where Darren gives us a story. And you guessed it, we dare listen.
Darlene herself.
Yeah.
Darlene, the Gene Ween machine.
The Gene Ween. Oh, hell.
You know, it's crazy. I found out about this segment 5 minutes ago, so that's exciting. So.
Yes. So, Darren.
All right. So
you are our storyteller. You are our honored guest.
I appreciate it.
Currently drinking a Celsius because the tropical vibes are alive with us. Previously getting back on vacation. So, Darren.
That's right.
Where did Darren vacation at? Where'd you go?
We went down to Ventura. So we have this beach house thing.
How
in our
was Ace?
family, and it was amazing. We had a great trip down there.
Do you have a beach house in the family?
How
many siblings are there?
Tell us your white without telling us.
There's about there's about like 5 or 6 last names on this beach house.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it's been there for a minute, and like, you know, I think our family, like our family meaning my parents, they get it like maybe 4 weeks out of the year.
Got it.
And then we might get invited for one weekend of
almost like a
4 weeks.
timeshare.
Yeah. Kinda, but it's weird. They just take the property tax and the maintenance and all that, and they divide it up over the year, and then you pay that.
That is going to be an absolute disaster whenever the inheritance line starts on a beach house, because everyone's going to be like, that's mine.
All right.
No, that's mine.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Darren, please,
So
the floor is yours.
I know we posted something up again, but I want to segue here a little bit. So sorry, Orc, I'm segueing.
Good job. Let him know.
So I'm excited for you going back to school. I think
As
it's
you should
amazing.
be. Thank
I think it's
you.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I got to attend Fresno State, and I was a entrepreneurship focused business, was the bachelor's in management, I think. And the reason I chose entrepreneurship is because there was a no test policy. All right.
Love that.
So once you got in the entrepreneurship program,
I have 24 hours in a day. I have 24 days. I have no time to take tests.
No time.
Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneur.
That's right. So once you got into the program, it was all business plans and presentations.
Right.
And that was like, I could knock this out. And thinking back now, it's like, if AI was around back then, you could have just written my business plans for me. But so I want to highlight this story. So when you were in Hawaii, did you, or I should say Hawaii,
It's apostrophe I there.
Exactly. Did you ever try kava?
Kava.
So kava is a drink. It's a Polynesian drink they use from ceremonies. But it's the root of the kava plant.
Okay. Does it kind of numb your mouth?
Yes.
I've had it before. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It numbs your mouth?
Yes. It's called kava. So I know. Or
If you go to Santa Cruz, there's like a kava bar.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is
So
not my vibe.
in college, I did this trip to Hawaii with my mom. She was working. I got to tag along. She introduced me to some local guy. We got to surf the whole time. It was amazing. And then he was like, hey, let's go to this kava bar. We're going to relax this afternoon. I'm like, okay. So we go to this kava bar. And again, it's a root. They grind it up and make a tea out of it.
Mhm.
When you drink it, it does make your mouth and throat kind of numb.
Yeah, it's like numb, kind of tingly sensation.
But the whole thing is it's more of a muscle relaxer. So it has a similar effect as if you took a Vicodin or something like that.
Word. Where is it?
Hello?
And you
It's not a drug, is it?
No.
Downtown Santa Cruz, you
So-
said?
No drugs? Huh?
I will say in town, if you guys go to like herbal stores or where they sell tinctures and different stuff like that, herbal supplement stores.
Are we living in the 1890s? You got some tinctures, the all wellness drinks, elixirs.
Yeah, if I rub ginger root on your forehead,
So you can get this at those stores, and they have it in like tincture form where it's like the concentration, or you can get the tea. I don't know, the tea you gotta do it right. But the tincture, you can just squirt it into your coffee and you're good to go. And you're not really gonna taste it. Exactly, just like that. But so we went. I experienced kava for the first time, and I was like, this is pretty amazing. Like I'm really relaxed. This is great. So coming back to college, I was like, there's no kava bars over here. There's none of this. I'm like, okay, this is going to be my project, because I had to create a business plan for that semester, and then you have to pitch it in front of the class.
right.
Right.
He starts You guys like doing cocaine, but not doing cocaine?
So-
I got something for you.
So I wrote this business plan. I had this idea, and it was all about like downtown revitalization. I was going to put a kava bar in downtown Fresno. Did everything. And then what I did, and so when I came back from Hawaii, I was really into kava. And so I started drinking
Big kava
it
guy.
all the time, like at work, at home.
He got addicted to it.
Yeah. I was drinking. And what it does too is if you drink kava, if you say drink alcohol and you drink kava at the same time, it's a catalyst. So it'll heighten whatever that buzz or that feeling
It's
is.
essentially like, rather than like having lean with your alcohol, you can just have kava. It's all natural. So
Yeah.
it's healthy for you.
Yeah. Or if you smoke herb and you drink some kava, it'll take you there a little bit more.
It
right?
like intensifies
Yeah,
it.
exactly. So again, going back to, I come back, I'm drinking all this kava all the time, especially for bed because it, gets you relaxed.
You
to
should
sleep.
relax, man.
So I do day of finals presentation in front of class. I make a bunch of kava and I come to class and I present my project to class and everyone drank kava, the entire class. And so that was, it was pretty awesome to see all the reactions as I'm presenting, including my professor's reaction. And I got the whole class high on kava.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Dude, you must be so mad if you're the next guy who has
Oh, yeah.
who has to go after
You're
you.
like low-key stoned.
Yeah, because now you're like, I wanted to do like a Philly cheese store, but now I'm just cheese in,
But the one thing is, so I'll so all of a sudden after this, I started having vivid nightmares.
Oh.
Like the nightmares where you can remember everything. You wake up, you're sweating, you're like,
Yep.
this is horrible. You go back to sleep and you're right back in the nightmare. Like
Ooh.
it's like you paused a video game.
Boy, waiting for you on the curb.
Yeah. And so I started doing some research into kava, and apparently the biggest side effect is nightmares.
Lucid
Oh
nightmares.
my God.
The
So
horrible night terrors.
Yeah. So
Everyone in your class was like,
He's all, man.
You know what? You
It's
could
worth it.
hang on though. Let's twist this into a positive. What if you made it like horror themed?
yes.
Killer kava.
Oh.
And
yeah.
so now you're relaxed. You could put like horror movie stuff like that on in the back or a bunch of horror props. And then boom, caution, side effects, nightmares. Like after a horror movie,
yeah.
boom, we got an idea.
And they
a great
could have
idea.
fun
There we
with
go.
that. Like sometimes nightmares, like they're scary, but it's like, whoa, this is kind of cool,
No.
Like,
I don't think I've ever had fun during a nightmare.
I've never once had.
I have a sleep paralysis demon, and he and I are friends, I think.
Everyone's all,
He's
All
like
right.
my inner demon.
Yeah.
Wolf meme. Or put the wolf meme up.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
so kava, I had to put that one on the shelf. And then speaking of killer kava, I had to research liability, and apparently the leaves of the kava plant very toxic, cause liver failure.
Oh.
And
Like alcohol. Nice.
Yeah. And apparently there was some lady in, I think it was Florida, that got like
Really?
a bad batch.
you don't say.
Could have fooled me.
and might have passed away because of the liver failure of the
Oh.
kava and the
So
So
one place that would have something sprinkled into their kava. Surprise, surprise, it's Florida.
Florida.
Kava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So
ketamine kava.
My
Ketamine
kava
kava.
is not. Sorry, I can't cuss. I can't. I'm
You
trying
put-
to be classy, dude. Sarah
you're doing,
I'm so
you're
proud
doing
of
said
you.
I was trashy.
Yep.
I think I've said 4 cuss words this
That's-
whole
Thank
episode.
you.
and
Really
you
good.
haven't and you haven't burped, which is
Oh,
fantastic.
true. But I want to be
Iconic.
myself, Elliott. I feel like I'm being someone that I'm not.
Eh,
You know?
Well, I want your freak flag to fly.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
what we're all
about
about
to be
here.
Pride
Yeah.
Month.
I know.
Now
You let your freak flag
I know you
fly.
talked a little bit about your flight, right?
Mhm.
And you talked about how
What's the deal with these airplanes?
Yeah. So
Cue the
I was
Seinfeld music.
last week I was looking at an article came across my feed, and it was they're entertaining the idea of standing room only flights.
I've seen these photos. Scroll down if you could, Orc. Let's see. Yeah, so the photos are, you're essentially just, it looks like have you gone camping and you kind of needed to squat? Yeah, that's what you look like.
What? That cannot be comfortable.
I feel like I'm getting
do anything.
The Batman ride at Six Flags.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
These
Your feet are going to hang. The floor of the plane drops out.
Airplanes
just hang.
Airlines are doing everything they can to try and make you as uncomfortable as possible.
Like imagine being on like a 10-hour flight and you're standing like that.
It looks like those things that you jack into to get on a roller coaster.
Well, the problem is that people are going to buy these probably because they're going to be dirt cheap compared to normal seats, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to incentivize other companies to try it.
Yeah.
And then this is going to become the norm. It's going to do everything they can to make it easier, more uncomfortable, and cheaper to run.
Maybe we'll have standing room only cars.
And then they're going to start doing like your normal seats are going to be luxury seats now. Yeah. And they were normal seats to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
And you're still going to have to pay for headphones to watch these stupid movies.
He just can't let go of the headphones.
But
who doesn't have their own headphones? The year 2025.
You know who's really struggling out there?
None of us, because we have our own jacks for our headphones now, or we have Bluetooth headphones. It's inadequate. And that's why they make you pay for it.
Just be normal. Get drunk before you get on the flight and sleep the whole way there.
I was drunk.
No.
But Elliott, you have to empathize with, the CEOs of airlines. They're struggling.
Yeah.
They made $1 billion last year instead of multi-billions. And, it's just,
what about the billion? Even with like the 7 different planes for one airline alone, we're only making $2.8 billion profit and not $4.3 billion profit.
Dude, I understand when it comes to like publicly traded companies and a lot of people have stock in companies. You want your stock to be valuable. Blah, blah, blah. I get it. Somehow, the certain political affiliations have convinced their people to like worship billionaires. And I mean, Twitter is just no one lives in reality on Twitter. And I mean, no one. There, not only one side lives in, no one lives in reality in Twitter. Like, it's just crazy to me that people will claim that someone's an elitist and then worship a billionaire that absolutely steps on their people left and right and doesn't pay fair wages or incentivize anything just for the bottom. Dude, there's going to be a bottom out at a certain point. Like,
I hope
crash.
It's these standing seats.
No, look,
that's bonkers.
Because Southwest, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Southwest, the whole point of Southwest was there was $0 bag fees, right? Well, guess what they decided to do? Their one gimmick, got rid of it. So now you have to pay for your bag fees, making Southwest incredibly obsolete now.
Yeah. No, look, we can sit here and bitch about what companies do all the time, and that's just whatever. I mean, that's the same thing in history. Big corporation now yields so much power that because all of these politicians are bought and owned by these people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just it's just kind of
started.
It's kind of disheartening when it's like, okay, what I have never understood is if you have a healthy middle class, right, that has more money than they need. It doesn't need to be millions, but just more money than they need. What do? They stimulate the economy by buying things. What do rich people do? They hold on to their money. Okay. So rich people hoard their money. The middle class spends their money, but the inequality of the class system has been so drastically changed in the past 10, 20 years when it just comes to normal wages and affordability. And if I was a rich person, I'd be like, oh, wait, if I pay my people more, they're going to spend more money, which in turn makes me more rich. Somewhere down the line in the past 15, 20 years, they've convinced through policy these politicians to be like, no, that's fine. They just don't need money. And you could just keep all the money. If they need more things, they could just get a loan for it, right?
Yeah.
The debt ceiling's horrible. Our wages are bad.
Horrible.
And I just don't.
My apologies.
I just don't understand why, like, rich people don't understand. Like, why, if there will be a bottom out of the economy. Like, when people can't afford stuff, you're no longer going to get more money.
The way I look at things is there's two shining examples of successful companies that can live comfortably without, bankrupting people. Costco is one.
Costco's one.
Their CEO's fantastic. He's always been good about paying his people and not taking too much for himself. And the Arizona tea guy is like,
Oh, yeah.
and he did a
He's
recent.
like, no, by God, it's always going to be 99 cents on my dead
He said
body.
it's always going to be 99 cents. We make enough to be happy. We make enough to make people happy. And that's what you have to figure out, or that's what I guess rich people don't care. I shouldn't say that. That's generalizing. But some of these CEOs, they're constantly wanting more and more and more and more and more and more and more. Where some people, I think, get lost with like, how much money do you need to be happy rather than money only makes you happy?
For some people, it's never ending. But, and again, don't mince my words here. I don't care if rich people are rich. I don't care if owners of and CEOs make millions upon millions of dollars. But you should also take care of your people.
Amen.
Yeah.
Period.
That's
like,
right.
we should have straight tax incentives for people that pay an either fair or above fair wage to their people. We should give them tax incentives to do it.
True. I got you.
That's just my
Darren?
2 cents.
You got another story for us? Or was that your story?
Yeah, those are two
Getting
stories.
people. All right, you did bring us.
Well, we can do Drew News because I got some stuff.
I will say, dude, flying. All right, flying. We talk flying. We're talking standing
We're
seats.
talking flying here.
I have two pet peeves in life. There's only two that they drive me up the wall.
Is it the recliner?
The first one though has to do with flying, and that's when the plane stops and the seatbelt sign comes off. Why the hell do you think that standing up and running to the front of the plane is going to make it any better for you or anyone else on that flight?
So I don't necessarily mind them so much as if you're in a position to where you can't move your seat back, but the person in front of you moves their seat back, therefore you have no space, don't move your seat back.
I get it. And I get people, they got to catch an additional flight, but sometimes you're on the last flight into Fresno. There's no additional flight, but someone feels entitled enough that they need to stand up and cut me off. And because their time is more important, I'm just like, dude, you picked the seat that was in the back. And unfortunately, you're going to be the last one off. Next time, pick the seat that's in the front. You're going to get off the plane earlier. But
what are your thoughts?
Drives me up the wall.
What are your thoughts on people wearing flip-flops on flights?
I might have done it before.
I mean,
I'm a fan.
I would prefer to do it, but
Well, apparently Jess doesn't like men in flip-flops.
No.
So.
well,
Criminal.
Lady Jams literally told me you are not wearing flip-flops on this flight. I was
You're
like,
going up to tropical paradise.
well, no, on the way home. But I was like, babe, why not? Just because I don't want your bare ass grippers on this flight.
Yep.
Like, just
She's all hide the feet.
So it's okay though if you throw
like
on some
Sarah told me
socks
to
and wear some
wear
Birkenstocks.
lifts.
Oh, I would never. But I mean, like,
Yep.
I'm like, what? Flip-flops? I'm cozy. I'm
Thank you,
comfortable.
Apollo.
Dude, I'm telling you.
But I kind of agree. Like, if I saw somebody's bare toes lurking out in the aisle, I feel like that's disgusting.
But you gotta take care of your toes too.
Mhm.
If you got some yellow toenails, you got some
Yeah, you
weird
don't wanna put
stuff,
on display.
bunions
No,
going
there
on.
are,
Cover those
like,
dogs.
Some Funyuns.
Most men, I'm not saying all,
I'm with Brittany on that.
have sick, nasty feet because y'all don't get pedicures, nor do y'all care. And also,
I got chalky feet. Leave
But
me alone,
also,
bruh.
there is a male epidemic where men just aren't taking care of themselves, i.e., not brushing their teeth twice a day,
Ew.
not putting deodorant on.
Ew.
Men are sick creatures. No offense.
Do you meet these guys? Do you talk to
Where
them?
are you
Here's the
finding
thing.
all
Where do
these
you-
men,
you hang out at the
Jess?
Y?
Hold on, wait. Can I point something out before she goes on her diatribe?
Sure.
She only knows one man, and she's only with women at all times. She does not cut men's hair.
Women-
Where are you getting this
from
information?
their husbands.
Oh, God.
So you got some
Please,
stanky
maybe
husbands.
your clients have
My-
nasty husbands.
My clients complain about this male epidemic where men
Okay.
stink. I hear about it constantly.
What, are they working at a garbage factory? Like,
I just
God, this
think-
guy smells
I
like
just think
ass.
men are nasty creatures.
Didn't you say that you like the smell of silk?
Yes.
You enjoy
his
the
body.
What do you call it?
stanky.
What do you call it? The musk.
The musk.
The nasty, the raunchiest of all
Here's
ways to
the
describe
thing.
a
So how
smell.
is that different?
Can I say something a little skanky?
You enjoy his pungent smell.
Can I say a skanky thing?
Sure.
So after he's like worked all day or something, he does not like me to like do what I want to do
Like
in the
touch
nether
him.
regions. And I'm like, let me go. Like, I like a little bit of ball stank. Okay. I'm putting it I'm saying what I need to say. Okay.
I like a little bit of ball steak.
You know what?
Quote Jess.
You know what?
Quote,
though?
or go ahead and put a quote right there.
Yeah.
Quote Jess.
That's
little quote bubble.
But listen.
We'll just put the episode title, What Stanks? Ball Stanks.
stanks.
But listen, when I hear about men or when I see men's grippers, you can only assume that the yellow toenails include like mold. Like there's like mold in there.
Well, then don't suck on them.
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not. But I don't want to see that because then I affiliate the moldy toes with you probably got stank breath. You probably don't shower.
Those are like boomer toes.
His breath, whack. His shoes, whack. His toes, whack.
If you have manicured feet, okay, for example,
You're a
the
sussy
other
baka.
day. The other day.
Yeah, if you have manicured feet as a man.
You're
Yeah.
a sussy baka.
Silk's
Really?
toenails grow to like a point. It's sick. Like
What?
they're like claws.
You got a vampire? You're dating a
he's-
vampire?
Maybe he's climbing.
Literally, so sometimes at night I'll feel like a like I get scratched, and I'm like Nor.
The nails in the bed sheet.
Nor.
He
I'm
sleeps
like,
upside down, his toes clenching.
He's hanging from the ceiling. He's like, Jess, come to bed.
I literally like
Just
I'm like,
plug in
no.
my apnea machine.
No, like I can't. So I'm like, dude, you look unhygienic when your toenails are like I can't handle it.
Yeah.
You need to fix that. Don't wear flip flops.
Anyways,
It's just going to be 103 today, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna let my dog
Wear some
sweat.
cotton socks, you idiot.
Yeah.
oh man.
Nice
So
and swampy.
Do we want to dive into reaction roulette? Or
no,
do you wanna,
let's do Drew's news. Hold on, wait. I want to say something about the whole getting up and going to the front thing real quick. I've noticed, at least, like when we talked about Cart Narc, that
Yeah.
I just think a lot of people just don't consider other people these
No.
days.
Very true.
I mean, I am always very aware of people around me in public to where I do not come off like an asshole.
Well, and if I'm on a 5-hour flight, I can wait the additional 10, 12 minutes to wait.
Yeah, and it's about being fair and courteous, and I just think that everyone should try to be courteous, so you're not spreading negativity, right? I mean, times are hard enough, dude. Like
Seriously.
in so many different ways for everyone. Everyone's struggling, and I feel like the media has really taken a good chunk of our self-respect and comfort and has weaponized it and weaponized us against each other. So even if you don't agree with people politically, socially, anything, as long as you're just nice to each other, like just say please and thank you, open doors, and
Literally the easiest thing ever.
we will be so much of a better society if that happens. And I can't tell you how many times people at a grocery store, they will park their cart in the aisle like this
Yeah.
to where it's blocked.
The worst.
And I'm like this,
Yeah.
and I'm just standing there. I don't even want to ask because some people just get triggered if you even say anything.
I hate when you're parking
And-
into like a curb spot
Yes.
and then they put it right on
Yeah.
the curb. Takes up the whole damn
or
space.
people that rush in to get the parking spot. It's rude. Like don't be rude. If you can just, anyways.
You know what I do? Best practice is when
What?
I get out of the car and I'm walking, because I know it's kind of weird, but I do a lot of the grocery shopping in our household. I get out of the car, I start walking towards the front. If there's someone that's almost done putting their groceries away, I'm like, hey, can I take that cart for you?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, it's a win for them. It's a win for me.
Yeah.
Like I just got my cart.
Recycling carts.
Exactly. Courteous.
We talked about, not to retread what we
Be
did
courteous.
talk about. Go to Costco. Costco is the biggest offender of this. And I don't know why, but people just put their cart in the parking stall and go. And I'm just like, that's so incredibly rude.
You know what's weird? You know what's surprisingly good about it, though, is Walmart.
Yeah.
Walmart's pretty good.
They have a lot of cart stalls too, though, because then you're looking for spots and you can't find one. You're like, oh, there's one. Oh, no.
Well, that's stall. Like at Save Mart. They don't have cart stalls. You have to literally take the cart to the front.
Some of them have like those little like gutter system things.
That
right
Save
on the
Mart
curb.
has? Save Mart has no savings and they have lots of profits.
Preach, Bretta.
I don't like going there. But there are carts all over the Save Mart parking lot.
They're
for
scattered.
This reason. They're
Like
scattered
rats.
everywhere like rats.
Like rats. Drew.
All right, it's time for I got some stories for you. We're going to start off with a good one. This is a good one, Elliott.
It's a good one?
Sydney Sweeney is selling soap infused with her actual bathwater.
Yeah, Dr. Squatch.
And you know what?
Oh, man.
They're doing it.
You know who's going to buy that first is Sal. Sal loves Sydney Sweeney.
Let me say something about Sydney before we get into this, because, of course, on Twitter, when any news source quotes Twitter people, I'm like, who cares? Like, who cares what idiots are saying on Twitter? Sydney Sweeney
Hot.
is smoking hot.
Hot.
And embraces the fact that she's smoking hot and will not be shamed by people, which is so funny because it's flipped.
Yeah.
It used to be people making fun of like fat people, and now fat people are like, oh no, I'm going to take control of this. Let's make fun of beautiful people. Okay? Shut up. And there's a lot of like, you know how there's like white knight saviors of like all these white people trying to like step up for other cultures when the other cultures are like, leave me alone.
They're like, calm down.
Yeah, they're like, dude, everything's fine. You get the same thing with people that are like advocating for Sydney Sweeney when she's not asking for it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she does not need to show her boobs. And she's like, I
want to.
She's like, I like showing my boobs.
She
you know what I mean?
She knows.
Oh, sure
she
you do.
Knows.
No, yeah, I do. I have nice boobs, so I
would
show them
too.
You know,
for real.
So here's my point. I love the fact that we can have a hot person not ashamed of being hot, and that's just that.
Yep.
And this is funny to me because there was the Belle Daphne. Belle Daphne. That did the selling of the bathwater, became like a big thing. We did the whole beef stew.
Yeah, we
thing.
tried some beef stew.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, didn't she also sell her farts? Was that
I'm
Belle
sure.
Daphne?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of simps out there that will throw money at her.
It'd be
for
funny
whatever.
though if she partnered with Taco Bell. It could be Taco Bell farts.
So
and nuggets.
Sydney Sweeney is again partnering with soap brand Dr. Squatch to sell limited edition line of bars infused with their bathwater. Yes, you read that right. According to a series on Instagram post from the Euphoria star on Thursday, Sydney's Bathwater Bliss soap bars can be yours next month. The product push comes after Sweeney's now viral ad from Dr. Squatch, natural body wash in last October, which featured her in a bubble bath addressing dirty little boys.
A dirty boy.
And I quote, you kept asking about my bathwater after the Dr. Squatch ad, so we kept it. Thursday's post on Sweeney's and Dr. Squatch's Instagram pages read, introducing Sydney's Bathwater Bliss, a very real, very limited edition soap made with my actual bathwater.
I'm in for it.
I'm going to try a quick sounder because I don't know how it's going to go. There we go.
Bonk. So this will sell out in minutes. It's limited edition. I think it's brilliant marketing.
I do too.
And, I think I would dare say more classy than selling bathwater. It's an actual soap product.
Yeah.
And when people are like, oh, her career is going to suffer because she's doing this on Twitter.
Probably not.
No, it's
she'll
actually
be
the
fine.
opposite. Yeah, she's fine. And she's super hot and good on Sydney.
Good on her.
Get that back.
I think she's a decent actress. I think she's a
so
solid
too.
actress.
I like her a lot.
Sure, she had to go in that Madam Web movie. But other than that,
so
solid.
Cardi B and Offset in the middle of a divorce.
Aw, love isn't real.
And apparently,
shocked.
Offset is not wanting to get rid of his bougie lifestyle because he is asking for spousal support from the one and only Cardi B.
That's amazing.
And my question to you guys, and this is going to be an open prompt for the pod because I have a story about this.
Okay.
Do you think it's fair if a man asks for spousal support?
It depends on the situation.
No, it doesn't.
Let me say
It
something.
absolutely does not. Before you go, I have literally seen stories of men that are married for 11 to 12 years to a woman. She cheats on him, leaves him, runs off with the other guy, forces the sale of his house, takes his children, and because she's not getting married, he has to give her inordinate amount of money for the rest of her life if she doesn't get married.
But that's what I was gonna say. I feel like if the woman is the one that cheats and like makes the life like blow up and everything changes, she should pay spousal support, I think.
I have a hot take here, and I know we're in California. No one gets anything. Anything that you bought together, like houses,
just a clean split.
If you are with someone and you are no longer with that person, you do not benefit from what they have.
I think that prenups should low-key be required.
Dude, anything that you got together as a couple, you can either liquidate the assets or one can buy the other one out.
Yep.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There should be no exchanging of money. Child support, I understand.
Yeah.
Child support, I get. There should be no alimony. And even if the woman, I know this is going to sound...
You're going to get some hate
I'm going to get hate on this.
Maybe. We don't know.
The laws, the divorce laws in California in particular, gets abused by some women, not all. Some women have abused this system to just get a never-ending check that does not inspire them to work. And it's a very sexist law that was developed back in the early 1900s because the idea was, first of all, it was taboo to get a divorce back then.
Yeah.
Taboo. But it was developed because not a lot of women worked.
Right.
Okay. So if they were left by their man for another woman, the court stepped in and were like, look, you need to take care of her until she gets on her feet or something.
Right.
And if you are going to do any alimony, there needs to be an end date, right? I will support your life for a year to get you in line to get another job.
Right.
But the system has been abused by women that marry rich men, cheat on him, leave them. After the 5-year mark, if there's no prenup, they're just getting a check every month.
I do think a prenup should be required.
And also, this sentence alone should know you that this law is BS. Didn't cuss, Sarah. The reason why this law is BS is because, well, it's about the manner in which they're used to living. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're not with that person anymore. If that person was providing that level of life and you're no longer with them, you don't get that level of life anymore. Sorry.
And I guess, like, to me, I guess that should have been thought about. Like, when I was getting my divorce, my ex-mother-in-law, the first thing she said to me was, well, how is he going to pay his bills? And I was like,
who cares?
He should have thought about that when he was cheating on me.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
That's not my problem.
Right.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean? So I'm with you on that.
It's just one of those things that these laws need to get looked at to protect men and women.
Yeah.
Because more women are working now and men can also abuse these laws. Imagine you have a very successful woman, man's involved, cheats on her after like 6 or 7 years, says, bye. Well, the manner in which I'm used to living means that you're going to have to give me 10 grand a month because you have money. And guess what?
Good.
I'm never going to get married again. Nope. And since there's no prenup, you're going to cut that check. Those things need to get looked at. And he kind of looks like a punk for even asking for it, to be honest.
He looks ridiculous.
To give you an idea, I brought this up really early on before me and Sarah were married to Sissy, who is Sarah's mother. And I was basically going on the same rant. And she was like, no, the man has to take care of the woman. I'm like, okay, well, let me give you a scenario. Me and Sarah get married, okay? I don't work a lot, Sarah does. Then I leave Sarah. Should your daughter give me a check every month for the rest of my life until I get married again? She's like, I'm like, okay. So let's be real here. Equality, equal rights, equal fights.
I mean, like, I'm trying to think. I don't think Offset's made music since Migos.
Well, didn't one of them get...
Yeah, one of them was tragically killed, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I was trying to think. I don't think he's done any singles.
Dude, all that style rap has a shelf life, bro. It's not like the cream rises to the top, man. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I think Cardi B would have
but she
created a prenup. Like, she's kind of the breadwinner there. And
Oh, well, and she also has like a lot of brands underneath her and
she's a good
Migos for like a summer were huge.
Yeah.
They were like the group.
But Cardi is, even when she's not like necessarily making music, she's doing a bunch of other things.
Yeah, she does.
So-
In business news, Hailey Bieber now is a billionaire.
Now she should leave Justin.
Well, yeah, you
'cause
charge
what
$50
the hell?
for a smoothie. You're bound to
Hey.
make some money.
Hailey Bieber's living her best life, hanging up a swanky dinner after selling Road for a cool $1 billion.
Mhm.
So my question to you is, what's Road?
Rhode is her makeup company.
Okay.
It's very much giving like Kylie Cosmetics, like
Oh,
when
okay.
Kylie Jenner started her thing.
Right.
She has her own makeup company. So she sold it to a makeup brand called ELF. Yeah, good on her.
Yeah. She's now
Look at you knowing the articles and whatnot,
She
knowing the
is now
backstory. Yeah,
officially
Read the notes.
way to go, Chet.
a billionaire.
Who needs 'em?
Here's another hot take. People are not going to like this. I don't see the big deal with her.
Okay, I feel
Well,
really bad for her
so,
right
like,
now.
I feel like the tea around the Biebers is that there's a little trouble in paradise.
He looks losing his mind.
Well, he looks like he doesn't even like her.
Yes, I actually feel really sorry for her, and it's funny because like on social media, she looks like she don't give a fuck. Like she's like, yeah, I'm a billionaire and my whatever. Like she's
Good.
yeah, like she made some post. I think it was probably yesterday when all this came out. Like she's all imagine like saying all these things about me, but I'm just sitting here like in my face mask and like eating my food and like minding my business. But most of the things that like she is being hated on all go back to Justin being a punk ass. Like, and I used to be a big fan of his, but like there's already a Netflix or maybe it's on Hulu, one of the two, series called What Happened with Justin Bieber, because he's like losing his mind.
Yeah, he looks a little rough.
I heard he almost went, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this. I heard that he had to sell his music catalog because
Yeah.
he's broke.
Yeah,
He's
he was
in
like
debt.
broke.
Yeah.
Well, and so SZA invited him on stage. Did you see that?
I saw the headline. I didn't read or look into it or anything.
Like he was about to crash out. Like she had to hold his head up, and like she played it off really well. Like it was like they were having this like chemistry on stage, but really it was like she was holding him up.
Oh, he's like nodding out. Is he
yeah,
bad
because
on
he
drugs or
looked
something?
like he was about to crash
just
out.
zonked.
Yeah.
God.
Well, there's
I mean,
a lot
those
there too.
ch- those-
there's a lot to
yeah.
unpack in that
Oh
whole
yeah, I
thing
feel
with
bad for him
Diddy
too. Yeah.
Well,
and Usher, all this.
Well,
you know,
not
it's
just
like,
that, and like
oh.
this guy is a garbage human being,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to use him as a reference because they kind of had the same trajectory in a sense. And that was Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chris Brown at like 16, 15 was getting like sexualized by
Mhm.
older women, stuff like that. Justin
Yeah.
Bieber too.
Dude,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Like hot moms were like
Yeah.
all on him at
Right.
the age of like 14.
Yeah.
And like even like some celebrities were all
Yeah.
over Bieber
Yes.
and Chris
Yes.
at young ages. And now, like, I'm not condoning anything Chris Brown has done. I think he's a horrible person, regardless of what you think of his music or his talent. He's
Yeah,
just
he sucks.
He
Yeah.
just sucks. But I mean, like, there has to be something there. Like getting that much fame, that
Mhm.
much,
no,
like,
dude. We've talked about that a lot. of
There's trauma.
how
and like
lot
how
of
they
trauma.
just like torn up
Elliott,
now.
how
Yeah.
horrible would we have been if we were worth $100 million at the age of 14?
Yeah.
Terrible
Right.
human.
We would
Yeah.
be horrible human beings.
Well, and like Bieber went through like a rough patch, kind of,
Well,
and then was
also,
fine, and now
He-
it's like
yeah.
crash
He also
out.
had parents
Mhm.
that were profiting off what he was doing and pushed him to do things he did not want to do in
Mhm.
order to profit.
Yeah.
So that would also mess with you as a child. There's some really good child star parents that are just like, hey, if you don't want to do it, we don't need to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like they inspire their kids to do what they want, but if they don't, they won't push them. There's
Yeah.
others that rely on that money.
Yeah.
Britney's parents.
Yes.
You know, like these people are profiting so much from their kids' careers that
Mhm.
they will be like, well, suck it up. You got to do it. And there is a healthy level. And I'm trying to explain this to Sarah a lot, that some things you don't leave up to the kids.
Yeah.
You just make them do it, whether they want to do it or not. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, but you breed success by pushing. To be a diamond, you need some pressure, right? But there's also the unhealthy of I'm
Obsession,
living my
yeah.
life through you. I'm
Yeah.
making my home, my mortgage payment through
Yeah.
you. Like there's some sickness there. Now, speaking of sickness,
Going down with the thing.
according to Trump's DOJ, Jeffrey Epstein definitely offed himself. Says there's a video of it and they're
Nice.
going to release it.
Oh my God.
Now, here's the thing. Not everyone agrees on everything. But the one thing everyone does agree with that Epstein did not off himself.
He definitely did.
Okay.
Not.
But my question to you is this. Everyone, when Biden was president, was like, who's on the list? Who's on the list? We couldn't stop from hearing about the list.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Papa Don
Who was
as
on
the
the
president.
list?
Where's the list?
Because Papa Don was number one on the list.
Where's the list?
It's
You know,
list-
not
the li-
only do you have people all of a sudden, like all the conspiracies, all the conspiracy theorists, all of them talking about the list and that, they had him killed. Blah, 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 blah. Now that Papa Don's here, the great white, orange, savior of the list, and the list is still not out. And all of a sudden, no one had him killed.
They did.
No one had him killed.
They did put out like the some of that
The
stuff
flight
got
logs
released.
or
The flight
whatever?
logs,
Yeah.
right? But half of that stuff was redacted too. Like if you actually went through and read it,
Yeah.
there's so many blacked out pieces.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was also because this is not me being an apologist or anything, but a lot of it was because it was a good place to refuel on certain trips because it was like smack dab in the middle of like a bunch of flight lines. So flights would actually pay them money to land, refuel, and leave.
Right.
So like that's already gonna be muddled as is. But my whole point is, where's the goddamn list?
they're not
Elliott?
showing it because Papa Don is the first one on there.
I love that this is like a big, agreed upon thing that this is definitely something that was a conspiracy that everyone agrees with, and then all of a sudden, he really did kill himself. Yeah. Yeah. We have video. We'll send you video.
There is-
what list? No one knows list.
0.00 chance he offed himself.
So let me give you a fun story to end Drew's news.
Okay.
Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy are officially in-laws with each other.
Cute. That's hella
that
It's
is
cute.
official. Martin Lawrence's daughter just said, I do to Eddie Murphy's son.
That is hella
And
cute.
honestly,
That is cute.
it's the ultimate Hollywood fairy tale that we need today.
I want to go to that Christmas.
Yep.
Dude, that's going to be a riot,
Yeah.
dude. Those two families together, holy crap.
Question.
Yes.
Because I know they're still doing bad boy movies,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Didn't they bring back Hollywood or Beverly Hills Cop?
They did. Crossover of the century. bro.
Crossover. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm so to see Axel Foley.
Getting confirmation now from Mark. Yeah.
Wait, Axel Foley. So there you go. There's Drew's news. We're going to have to take a little break.
It's great news.
Last break, and then we'll get to reaction roulette. We'll go over some of the things we've watched and wrap things up a bit.
All right. Sounds good.
It's a do-over takeover. They ain't slowing down.
What's up? This is Drew from the Do Over Podcast, and I'm going to tell you right now, I lean on expertise. Why? Because it saves me money. Here's a true story. When I first got into cameras, I watched a couple of videos online, did a Google search, thought I was buying the right thing, went and invested almost $1,000 into my very first camera, realized quickly it was not the right thing, went to Horn Photo, got it all in line, and then boom, I'm on my journey to actually being a photographer. And throughout the years, I've really leaned on Horn Photo as being one of those outlets that we are so lucky to have right here in the Central Valley. And they are the official equipment sponsor of the Do Over Podcast. They're right there in the Bellagio. All you have to do is walk in, tell them that the Do Over sent you, and they will get you right on track. Maybe you're trying to take stills, do creative content, you want to do live streaming, whatever it is, they have a camera for you. They also do printing services, restoration services, anything that has to do with photography. Horn Photo has your back. Once again, it's right there in the Bellagio. And there's a reason why Horn Photo has been in business for as long as they have. They've been making memories last since 1937.
That was a good clap. That was a good clap.
I'm still not totally into the clapping thing, but
Well, it's just, you do it. You know, yours just is like,
hey, I was with the girls. I had to be somewhat feminine.
No, we
Why
did
do
it
you
because
feminine male.
Did you do this?
No, we made him clap because he's the king of being like,
Or is
let me
he
talk real quick.
He was shaking. He was
always
shaking
says,
his
let
head.
me
No.
say something. Can I say something?
No.
Like you'll be mid-sentence. I'm like,
Hold on. Before you continue.
Hang on, the men are speaking.
See, look, he's interrupting
No,
me.
hold on.
So hold on. Clap. There you go. Now you may
I
speak.
thought, I thought you were making him clap with his ass.
Can I just say, that's funny. Although, yes, you're all right. Colleen is calling, well, what is it? The pot calling the kettle black? Okay, because
It's okay if you get it wrong. I won't correct you.
Every single time I start a sentence, Colleen's like right over me. So let's not go ahead and throw stones in a glass house.
I'm not Colleen.
Well, you guys are associated with each other. You have a podcast together.
Yeah,
I have a podcast with you.
Yeah, but
I know,
whatever.
and you're like a part of us.
So off air, Darren
I'm
was
the third leg.
showing us. Yeah. Darren was
I'm the
showing us.
balls.
Yeah, she's the balls.
She's the balls in this
The
operation.
ball stink.
Darren was showing us his beard. And Elliott said that it looks very pedo-ish. But
Like,
he can grow a
if
beard.
you saw a guy with that long of a beard on like a poster and it was like now
Yeah.
convicted of blank, you'd be like, yeah, that
I
check.
don't think I would think that.
That was my
I was
11th
like,
month beard, by the way. That was an
I
11
get why
month
the
beard.
CEO was like, who is that guy?
I don't think I would
like
think
we ran a
that.
background check on him, right?
I feel
Yeah.
like most like freak-a-leaks have like a really thin like pencil stash.
Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up,
That felt like
yeah,
rude.
Normally they're blonde.
Felt a little personal.
Very blonde. You barely notice them until it's too late.
the reason why I bring this up is because at least he can grow a beard, and I have a theory about beards and mustaches in general.
Yes.
Okay,
Let's hear it.
is that the harder your parents' lives are, the better facial hair genes you have, and they're always usually tied around wars. So think back, think all the way back.
We have to go back.
How hard it was for all these men and women coming up in the game back in like the 1800s.
All those bearded women.
Well, hold on. Some. But all those bearded men, the thick, beautiful mustaches that these men had, you saw no patchiness. You saw no thinness, all color, all stash. But every single generation, when life got a little bit easier, their kids' generations struggled with the facial hair, Elliott.
See, I feel like everybody back in the day was so good looking, clean shaven. And I don't know what happened.
We all got fat.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's what it is.
See,
because-
she said it, not me.
Well,
I don't know why. Who's getting fat as I drink my big old...
Coffee doesn't have calories. We know that.
Well, like,
It's like popcorn.
back in the day, you're right. Everyone had like a very chiseled jaw and it was like giving. Now I hate a man with no beard.
You know why?
No offense.
They all had jaws is because
Because of hard times.
They were in the war.
No, this is the problem with American cuisine. I've explained this to people.
Yeah.
American cuisine, if you want to call like country food
Mm.
American,
Gravy.
is because
Pork.
they needed high caloric, dense meals to work in the farms and till and work in the manufacturing sites.
Yeah,
and
when we were
build.
11.
Mhm.
But we grew again out of that. Life got easier, but we still have a taste for the chicken fried steak. So then we just tack on the calories.
Because we're a
dude.
bunch of sissy boys now.
Don't worry. RFK will save us.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we get more measles, we won't have any measles, right?
Yeah. It checks out. Anyways,
We ready for reaction roulette?
yeah, let's do some reaction
All
roulette.
right. Boop, boop, a derp. We can't make the same noise or else we'll get sued. Okay,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is my guy right here.
I love this guy.
Okay, I don't know how this came onto my feed. I'm super thankful. He's just some guy dressed as Joker, ready to throw hands with strangers.
Well, what
I
he
don't know
does-
anything about this
So
guy.
this is what he does. I've only seen a couple of other of his things, but he literally meets up with his followers
Yeah,
at a location.
like he'll find a follower, be like, "You ready?" Or do they?
No. They
the
set it up.
followers, do the followers reach out to him like,
No,
"I'm
no, no.
knock you out"?
Okay, you brought it. How do you not know? Okay,
It
so
just came on my feed.
all
I was like, "Hell yeah!"
so
brother.
what this guy does is they'll DM him. They'll agree to a location, so it's set up before.
Mhm.
They'll both have boxing gloves. He runs out there. They box.
They don't even say
He's-
hi.
Win or lose, he's not going to stop until one of them physically knocks him out.
Yeah.
They have to knock him out. He has not yet been knocked out, to my recollection here,
Yeah.
to my knowledge.
Okay, so play the clip.
This would scare me.
Day 15 of fighting my followers till I get knocked the fuck out. Today's competitor, Thomas, let's run it, baby.
Imagine seeing this. Like,
Great step over right there. Okay, they punch gloves. They just
this is crazy.
Yeah,
So
he-
good.
it's scrappy. There's no form, but they are just throwing bombs.
Did you guys not do this at sleepovers in
No, we
middle
did.
school?
We did.
Yeah.
My friend,
That's a good punch.
You know what I love about this?
Dude pulling up. What a fucking legend. I love this guy, bro.
It's very Australian.
Let's go!
It's very Australian.
You know what I love about this is the love at the end. It reminds me of like when we used to play rugby, because you would beat the hell out of each other for 80 minutes, and then after you drink and have a pint and have a good time.
I cannot.
He also wore the makeup on the face, so it got mushed up from the boxing, which is actually pretty smart.
Okay, my next one. This is from this year's cheese wheel race in Europe.
Good.
Every year in Europe, they do this cheese wheel race where they roll cheese. They roll cheese down this hill.
Yeah, I saw one of these where it was a golf meme. It was like my ball skipping across the green after I chip it.
Look how high
No back problems whatsoever.
So, thankfully, this guy is okay. He was hospitalized.
Yeah, you look like he died, dude.
So he was
hospitalized.
Yeah, I thought he died.
He was hospitalized for a bit, but he is okay. He didn't.
Oh my god,
Please play it again.
Play it one more time.
In slow-mo.
Yeah, in slow mo.
Oh my god. So like just
Whoa. And what's great is who knows how many times he's already flipped.
yeah.
Wait, what does cheese have to do with this?
So
Oh my god.
So this is like a famous cheese. Like what they do is they get like cheese wheels and they wheel them down a very slippery slope, and like people run after it, and whoever grabs the wheel first wins.
It's like this.
And
That is brutal.
How did he not die? That's like he must have been really drunk, so his body was.
One more time.
I don't like people falling and stuff. That's not my thing, but that's just comedic.
So my question is,
Right there.
is, because he's falling backwards.
Yeah,
He is?
just like
How is he backwards already?
He probably-
like right there. He started backwards.
I think he's already got 3 flips in before.
No, if you
he
look
even
at the
get
very
here.
beginning, he was originally facing the front. Watch. He's facing the front, and then his body
That's-
twists.
Oh,
Oh,
that hurts.
I mean,
Ooh, that just made my stomach hurt.
and like there have been reports from years past of like people getting injured on this because
Well,
you pick up so much speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, what a flip! That might be
hilarious.
that's an all time.
God.
That's an all time. And thankfully, the guy he sustained some injuries, but not serious enough. So like, bless his heart.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
All right, Drew, give us some background on this.
So I just randomly, because I'm so
I put this in the notes under Drew
All right,
FO.
So I am currently staying at night at one of our flip houses just to make sure no one tries to break in, because it doesn't matter where the house is at. If it's any long stretch of construction, like people will notice that,
Yeah.
friends and family of visiting the neighborhood. So at night I go there and sleep. Well, I always bring, because there's literally nothing there. I don't have food, water, anything. There's no like appliances in there. So I always bring a big giant cup of ice water at night. I forgot to bring it in. So I went outside. When I go outside, I see this thing. I'm like, oh, is that a plane? And they're like, nah, dude, that looks weird. I immediately always check when I see some kind of space anomaly.
Yeah.
SpaceX.
Yeah.
Was there a launch? Whatever. So go ahead and play it, and then I'll tell you what it is after. But let me tell you the weird parts of this as it goes. Okay.
Okay, there seems to be some foreign white light.
All right. Watch.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So it's a big, when it's that bright, it's big. And the trail behind it, it implies something is entering our atmosphere and burning up.
And
right.
it's different colors.
But watch. Usually if it's a plane or something like that, you'll see a blinking light.
Mm-hmm.
This
There's
was
usually
just-
a blinking blue or red light.
This was just a solid red blob. Now watch this. This is what tripped me out when I was watching it. So it disappears, right? Like you can't see it.
Oh, okay.
Watch. It reappears and
Ooh.
it changes trajectory and starts to go faster.
Yeah. That was what was that Friday or Saturday night?
It was I think it was Friday or Saturday.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's the news said it was the Red Dragon capsule of SpaceX coming back, and it showed the trajectory line, which would line up. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not, because I'm not one of those conspiracy. I really feel like the conspiracy shit that's taken over stuff that's taken over the internet as of recent is people wishing that life was more exciting than it is, especially when things are like just really black and white most of the time. Like most of the time, the most logical answer or the answers given is the answer. Now, there are conspiracies. I'm not saying that there's not, but those you have no idea about.
Yeah.
The kooky stuff people come up with is just to make life more interesting. I wish it was a UFO.
That was a UFO.
Yeah.
I wish that was the Zip Sorps coming and be like, Drew, we got your broadcast. We're here to talk to you and tell you about the world.
Well, what if it was like a meteor, and then when you get close to it, you get superpowers?
Well, and
you had that opportunity to have superpowers,
Yeah.
but
see,
you never
that
investigated.
That messes me up always when I see something like that, because I'm expecting like a large explosion. Like, oh, there it is. Like, we're all dead. But that's what they said it was. So I posted it on YouTube. Someone's like, that's Red Dragon. I'm like, lies. Feds in the comments. Don't lie to me. I will always believe.
The FBI is in here.
Yeah.
We let FBI in the chat.
That was we were in Ventura, and the family had gone to sleep. I'm laying out in the living room, and I hear this massive boom.
Right.
And I'm just like, whoa. And I'm thinking it's my son, who's 5, fell off the bunk bed in the spare room. So I'm like, oh shit. I go running in there and everybody's asleep. And I'm like, huh. So I go back out on the couch and I'm just, scrolling through the feed again. And someone's like, did you guys see that meteor? And then someone's like, well, SpaceX Dragon. And I was like, shit, I heard the boom of it coming back in the atmosphere.
Well, or it could be a real dragon and Rain of Fire, Matthew McConaughey.
That's an underrated movie.
I immediately went to social media.
Christian Bale too.
And I went to Katy Perry's site and I was like, did Katy Perry go to space again?
It must have been Katy.
Did she come back?
Was she coming back from space? That's what I need to know.
Unfortunately, there was nothing posted. There's no daisies, so I guess she didn't.
She wasn't holding a daisy.
But she's the only one that knows what love is.
All
She's
right.
an astronaut.
Let's get ready to wrap up here. There are a few things we got to wrap. Do you have anything for TV on the pod?
Yeah, I have a couple things.
Okay.
But let's talk
about this. Period.
Okay, first of all, shout out Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Great job,
And also, because I haven't done it yet, I also want to say shout out Adam. He's one that I went and bought a miter saw from him.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that next week. But awesome listener, dude. And it just was a random marketplace kind of meet, because I didn't even know. I was just like, hey, is this for sale? And he's like, are you from the Do Over podcast? I will say, and I pointed this out, like, it used to always be like, oh, you from, the show's past name. And I will always make it a point to not say the name of that show on this podcast.
Yeah, sure.
However, the last 3 times that I've been recognized, which has been in the last couple of weeks, have all been like, dude, you're from the Do Over podcast. And I was like,
and it's not just in Save Mart.
I get more.
Yeah.
I get more.
I know, right?
Yeah. The Save Mart guy is a chill dude, though. I like Save Mart guy.
Yeah,
but
Save
no,
Mart guy.
a lot of the people I've talked to or interacted with has been through the pod. So that's really, it's really cool. It's
humbling.
It's starting to catch, which is cool. When we started doing this, I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. But no, like starting to catch, dude, which is
pick
exciting.
Up a little bit of steam.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's right. We're in like the 1800s. We're steaming right now.
One of the running jokes that we've had that Jess brought to the table very early on are the period pants.
Yep.
And
I said period underwear, but pants do work.
Well, explain to me. Well, I also call Sarah period pants when she's being testy.
Yes.
I was just yesterday. I was like, oh, are we having our period pants right now? So I'm keeping it classy.
To say that.
Why?
That's so mean.
It's so funny, dude. Because like,
you just got to understand, we'll never understand their dynamic.
we will never understand the period problem. However, if it is around that time and you're being testy, I'm always going to assume it's because your period.
Always knows, because I have a once a month hardcore mental breakdown. That was last night for me.
Oh,
and he was all, awesome. I see.
You've heard of Cardi B, but now meet Menti B.
Yeah.
And it's just crying with Taco Bell in it. Crunch Wrap's not good.
Literally.
They skimped out on me.
It's soggy in the middle.
But one of the running jokes we had were period pants. And Tony, who's done a lot of our graphic design between Orc, Antonia, and Eddie, who've all worked on all of our production stuff. Tony brought these to the table, which immediately gave birth to a fantastic idea, which we will not talk about here.
No.
Because we're just going to release it. But these are the official mock-up for our period pants.
Love it. Love it.
I really knew that was going to happen because obviously like
they look designer-esque.
They're so good. And like my eyeballs on the butt crack, that's all I ever wanted.
As a woman,
part of me also feels there should be somewhere like what a drag.
hey, as a woman, if this had no affiliation with the podcast, would you see something like that and be like, oh, I'll wear those?
I'll say this.
You wouldn't?
The pants that said period on them?
If you okay.
No.
So I don't know. Those look designer.
Gifts.
I think they look cool.
The front with the period looks like designer sweats.
Yeah.
The podcast sticker almost kind of goofs it.
You know what it is? The podcast sticker. Okay, so it's giving like cigarette mom that wears sweats with like the wording on the butt.
Cigarette mom.
It's giving cigarette mom.
She's always like, it's like when we were in line at school to see the school play, and there's like a parent just smoking a cigarette in
Just
line.
in like
I'm like,
10
what
years.
are you doing? You can't do that.
And it always has like some like bad kitty on the butt or something.
Yeah.
Like it's always something like rawr
Stop
or whatever.
looking.
Yeah, but
my eyes are up here.
But the juicy sweats broke down those barriers to where I cannot look at butts. Now I'm encouraged to look at butts.
This I think is great. I think that I would wear these all day, every day because like of the podcast. If the podcast was not on the butt and I was just wearing pants that said period, I'm not sure.
There are utility.
No, you'd be serving.
Look, there are utility propositions with these pants that we're going to cover with the thing we're not talking about.
We're not talking about. We're not talking about.
There's a lot of utility with these.
Yes.
For women and men, which we'll talk about another time.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of crotchal region.
Period pants coming your way soon.
A lot of undercarriage.
If you've got a huge donger, these are for you.
Or a micro peen.
Or a micro peen. We don't discriminate. Maybe we should do like a zipper
what we should do?
in the crotch area.
We should do reverse gray sweatpants so it actually looks better if you have a smaller one, you know?
Do you know? It's like a huge like
Dude, do you want to know? So I don't even know why this came up. There was a clip from Blade Trinity that popped up out of nowhere on my feed. So I was like, that's the Blade we don't talk about. Go ahead and just see if it was as bad as you remember. I turn it on and it's the investigation of Blade when the familiars got him and he was like all like drugged up and like Blade. And then Ryan Reynolds busts through it and he's like, wake up, Blade. And he shoves that thing in his mouth. When he gets juiced up, Blade stands up and he has a freaking hard on.
Well, yeah, it's been getting rubbed on by sexy vampires.
No, he has like a giant hard on. He's like, roar! I'm like, who's the dude
who's
that was
him?
like, no, who's the dude that was like, this scene, I need to jump up erect.
He needs a hard on.
Well, yeah, he probably didn't. He's probably just thinking about some fine shouty that he was hooking up with, and you know,
you might be right.
Or maybe Ryan, you know, he was like, damn, Ryan's looking kind of good.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Is it easy to like cut off your boner?
Now it is.
Like you can say like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, and it.
No, 41-year-old me, yes, I'm fine. 12, 13-year-old me, it was a curse. It's a curse.
That is so odd.
From like 13-year-old Jim
from like
shorts me, it was a curse.
From like 13 to 22, it's constantly up.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, it happens. It just happens.
But why?
Nothing, no reason.
It's biology, dude.
It's blood.
I want to peen so bad.
You'll go grocery shopping. You'll look at a nice ripe tomato. And
It's
you'll be
all,
like,
whoa,
that's some juicy tomatoes.
That's a juicy tomato.
I gotta get out of here.
It was always like a high school swimming. And it's like,
yeah.
You're like,
not
stay in the pool a little
not the
longer.
shrinkage.
No, like the opposite. It's like, I don't want to get out yet.
they did a thing where
That's bonkers.
it was the very
Hang
first day of school in 7th grade.
First time chat with Eddie's chilling. You gotta think some crazy stuff to make that go down. All right.
So let's go ahead and finish up. I can talk about what I want.
Okay, talk about what you watch. I got some stuff to
Okay.
watch,
I have
and then
something, too.
we got a couple of announcements with this paper that's not the actual paper,
So,
but a paper.
I don't want to. We didn't cover this on Taps and Takes because we had Royce there, and I wasn't going to completely weeb out on him. And since we have Jess here, I'm not going to completely weeb out on her. But I will tell you, Guilty Gear Dual Raiders is not a good anime,
no,
but I love it.
but it's and you know what? That's okay.
Yeah, it's trash.
A six
it's
can,
garbage.
A 6 can be bad, but still be entertaining.
It's garbage. It's exactly what like a fighting game anime would be. It would be like, here's some characters doing
like
their moves.
It's like the Tekken one on Netflix. It wasn't good,
No.
but I enjoyed it. It was fine.
It's like if Arcane is the pinnacle of video game animated adaptation.
This is
and
like a
Castlevania-
porta potty.
Yeah, this is the Mario movie. Like it's not great, but
Mario was peak.
no,
I did like the Mario movie.
I'm talking about like the original live action.
The 90s one?
Yeah, with John Leguizamo.
Mario.
yeah.
Come on, princess.
My brother's a Puerto Rican. How did that even happen?
Oh, and by the way, Bowser's got a slick back.
Yeah.
And
So-
dinosaur and Yoshi's a monster.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, so I watched that. What else did I watch? Let me think about that for a
Did
second.
you ever
Go ahead.
watch? Did you watch something?
Other
Yes.
than
I swear if she
White
brings
chicks?
up white. Oh,
Wow.
okay. What is it? Tell us.
The
Tell us.
Secret Life of Mormon Wives.
Okay, tell me all about it.
Okay. There's a funny line in that. Please tell us. And there's
Okay.
a funny line that.
Okay, so Silks loves this show, okay? I want to preface this with I do not force him to watch it. He's like, it's bedtime. You know what that means. Like, we watch this regularly. It's the
Love
best. So it's pretty much giving like Real Housewives, like of Atlanta or LA or
Like
wherever.
the good ones?
Like the good ones.
Yeah.
So there's a group of like 5 or 6 girls and they call themselves Mom Talk, which cringe,
Yeah, cringe.
horrid.
And they're all whores.
And they're all whores, but they're Mormon. They're Mormon whores.
They're Mormon whores.
So
the more
They're,
whoresmans.
yeah.
The more.
And the whole
More.
preface of the show is that they're like breaking the patriarchy. Like they're like,
Oh,
women
Christ.
do not need to serve their man. Da 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 da. Mormons can have their titties
Which
out.
I'm sure
which-
Mormons love that because
I'm
Mormons are the
sure.
most staunch.
Sure, the church is digging that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mormons are nice people. I'm going to say this right now. Some of the most nice people I ever
Great.
met are all Mormon.
Totally.
But they are very, very strict
Yes.
on the way that they practice a
Yes.
religion.
Yeah.
So they have probably been ostracized
I'm
from the
sure.
church by now.
There's one on there that she's still married and she seems very like more on the traditional side. She's like the least problematic one. But then the rest of them are like, like they're like partying. They're like, we don't drink, but then there'll be like scenes in the show where they're like super wasted, obviously,
yeah.
but like they don't show them drinking.
Got it.
They go and get their like 8 sodas a day because they can't have coffee, but they can drink soda now.
Mhm. Well, no, do like those soda, like those
The
soda.
dirty sodas.
Yeah, the dirty
Yeah.
sodas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are actually pretty bomb.
They are.
I'm sure they are.
They are.
It's like a melted Coke float.
Yeah. Yeah. But the tea is hot. And I need you guys to please watch a few episodes.
So Lady Jams is watching this too.
Yes.
And I goof on her because there's this one line and it is the cringiest, dumbest
I know what you're
line.
going to say.
And they're like, one girl is mad at the other girl for who knows what. And she's like, we are Mom Talk and Mom Talk stand on business. And it was like, I tell her we stand on business all the time.
Or like my thing right now is if something super inconvenient happens to me, or like if Silks and I are doing something and something like happens that wasn't like supposed to happen, I'll be like, ugh, I don't think Mom Talk is going to survive this. They always say that.
Yeah. How
They say that.
I think they constantly bring up like, I think this is the end of Mom Talk.
And it's never really the end.
And they're all like all swingers, right? They all like
Well,
pass
that- okay,
around
so
dudes.
They all
and-
like smooch. They
But it's
don't do-
actually kind of annoying because they really
Gene
pimped.
Ween.
they do like the 8th grade first kiss.
Well, they
alfalfa
pimped out.
kiss.
They pimped out the show by being like, we are going to talk about this whole swinging scandal. They never really talk about it.
Never.
Like, the main girl that was the quote unquote swinger, like, she'll be like, oh yeah, like, you know, my ex-husband and I, like, we had sex with all of you. Like, but then that's it. Like, they don't dive into it. But that was what made them create the show.
So I thought the scandal was like they made out and then just rubbed aggressively.
So
it's
soaking.
As is the Mormon way.
And you get the friend to jump on the bed.
Or no, under the bed.
Under the bed, they do this. Yeah.
So you're like,
how would that even work? Like,
gosh.
eventually you would just be like, you know what I mean? Like, you just go do it.
No, it's
and
like
be like, thanks for the
your body
assist,
looks
bro.
like you're getting what is it? Defibrillated. Clear.
It's
like
what you watch.
Exactly.
So season 48 of Survivor ended. I don't think we talked about it, did we?
No.
It was not a strong season. Not a strong season. Great winner.
I'm sad that
I thought it was a good winner.
the winner I wanted to win didn't win.
Who was your winner you wanted to win?
Joe.
Joe had a horrible final tribal. He didn't bring up anything. I don't know if that was like the editing, but he didn't talk at all.
They probably put emphasis on the other guy, but
they put so much emphasis on Joe throughout the season.
Joe is the first person in a long time that can play a mostly honest, supportive, good person game and not, usually those guys get got because by like merge, everyone's like, dude, if they get to the end, they're going to win.
So do you remember? I don't know if you remember this. It was the coach season where Coach, Sophie got to the end and Sophie ended up winning because Coach ran like a cult. Because
religious cult?
It was literally a religious cult. It kind of felt like that, not to that degree, but of like this set of people were never like they changed how the whole tribe acted. There was another idol in that jungle that nobody went to look for, and they just like accepted their fate. I'm not even going to get into Eva because she's getting, I think, some undeserved hate. I personally thought she came off more annoying, especially when you have all these advantages and you don't use them and there's no gameplay. And then she got more votes than Joe when I thought Joe was like the central hub of that alliance. But Kyle was a good winner. Camilla's the GOAT for coming through for him at Tribal. And they just got announced they're going to be a part of season 50. So season 50's cast, I'm excited for
a bunch of people I don't want to watch play again.
So like, I don't want to see Coach play again. I've seen Suri and Ozzy play 5 times. I don't need them. But Rick Devens is coming back, and Rick Devens is the man. And Christians from David vs. Goliath was cool. And Mike White, the guy who makes White Lotus, he's back for his second season. And I forgot how funny he was. So like, I think there's going to be a lot of good players. And some of the 40D's coming back from 45, and she was awesome. Camilla's back for 48, and then 2 more. But that was it. And I had one more thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, I got back into Ink Master.
Oh, yeah.
Ink Master is good.
Interesting.
Does it make you want to get a tattoo finally?
No. If anything, this is the biggest sell of why you should never get a tattoo. Because they'll be like, welcome to Ink Master, Masters versus Apprentice. And then like they'll go like, so apprenticeship is when somebody goes under their wing to learn the art styles of tattooing. And then they go, and like, your tattoo today is a traditional American tattoo.
Jonathan was the big dude I was telling you about.
Oh, okay.
That's the guy that I was telling you about.
Yeah. And it was like, you have to make an American traditional tattoo. And you'll hear somebody like, oh, bleep. An American traditional tattoo is the American style tattooed traditionally on somebody's body. And they're like, I hate that. I don't do that. It's so lowbrow for me. And it's like, you're a tattoo artist, you numbskull. Like, how do you not know how to do traditional tattooing? And then they'll be like, you know what? This is pretty hardcore. It's pretty badass. I'm like, your line work's terrible. Or they'll have like somebody like, all right, man, what do you want to do? And this was one. It's stained glass. It's like, I want a stained glass horse carousel. You got 5 hours to do this tattoo, guy. You're like, and I want it on my rib cage. You're like, you don't want to do it on your thigh? No, I want it on the rib cage. Is it your first tattoo? Yeah.
No,
literally. Like, bro, what is going on? So like, if anything, it's I never want. And then the best one. I'm going to end on this because it was tattoo returnees.
Oh man.
People that hated their tattoo
Yeah.
came back for another free tattoo to hate.
Yep.
And it's like, this better be better than the last time. And you're like, the last tattoo he had came out terrible. So now I got to really impress him with this one. It's like, I'm going to walk if you don't do what I want. It's like, the show is terrible.
It's so good.
But
I'm sorry. I just have to say this.
But I
I've been
love it.
reviewing this announcement of this cast for Survivor 50. What a dumper. What a series of dumper choices, dude.
I don't hate all of them.
I hate most of them.
My thing is, there were a lot of good players in the 20s. There's no returning players from the 20s.
At least Charlie's coming back.
I like Charlie a lot.
Charlie got screwed.
He did. Well, and my thing is
majorly screwed.
Well, my thing is there's 24 players this season. 12 are new era, and I think 12 are. Why not just do old school versus new era rather than like make it so
I
focused?
liked those seasons when they would do that, like old versus new. Like,
well, I think the problem with Survivor now, and I just finished watching season 10 where Tom won and Powell or whatever. The challenges were different. There was a grime and grittiness to like what the challenge looked. It looked like a jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Challenges now all look the same because they're the same colored obstacle courses, right? And that just comes with easier production and setup. But they need to get back to more unique challenges, more like patient-driven challenges.
More jousting.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
They need to bring back sumo at sea.
And eating weird crap.
And eating challenges. Yes. And they need, and this is my last thing.
Fear factor.
Oh
Jeff needs to get sassy again. I'm watching season 10.
No, he uses clap back.
And he used to be mean. And like some people, like and people used to be really mean back then.
Yeah.
We need that. We need that animosity. Not everybody's super happy, go lovey, especially after 48 where it felt super mushy.
The yes and no. The gameplay is getting weaker as it goes in the new era. It's just.
But I thought 47 and 46 had great gameplay. I even thought 45
some of
did.
it, but like, dude, remember when Rome came out and like no one was nice to him? He was like trying to build stuff and like Teeny got all the attention. It's like she sucked. Like they put emphasis on players that suck.
Rome. Funny enough, like weirdly enough, after Survivor got worse than when he was on. Yeah. But Rome I at least respected because he's like, I have a bucket list of things I want to get done and I want to accomplish, and he did them. So for all the people that hate Rome or couldn't stand Rome, he sought out to get an idol. He wanted to play the idol. He wanted to be a blindside. He got blindsided. He got to find an advantage. He got to do all the things that most people would kill to do on Survivor and never do. So I can at least respect that. He did come off a bit annoying.
Yeah.
And then when he got blindsided, it was easily the best blindside in history just because of how one-sided it was.
Right.
And they put so much, man, I hate to see him go, but you know what? That's what happens when you mess with Rome, Like when you mess with Rome, Rome comes back and then Rome falls. It's like, dude, that was so good. And Operation Italy was incredible gameplay from Andy, Sam, and Genevieve from 47. So, there's good gameplay moments. It's just, there's no real animosity.
They don't care anything about what we're saying. So let's.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for this.
Literally texted me, wake up.
I was like,
hey, I want to thank everybody for hanging with us for these 3 hours. My battery is about to die here on the laptop, but a couple of announcements. Period pants. Potentially happening. Potentially definitely happening.
Yay!
Definitely happening.
Much like green screen videos. Potentially, definitely, maybe happening.
Boom.
But also, one thing that is guaranteed happening and that I can guarantee I will be there because I've been there for the last 4 years. The Obon Festival at the Fresno Buddhist Temple on Alluvial. That is going on basically all day Saturday.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, it starts around, I believe, 3 and it goes on until the night. Dancing, delicious food, beautiful lanterns, beautiful outfits and wardrobes and all that stuff. I will be out there. I believe Drew, Jess, I don't know. Are you going to be out there?
Yeah.
We will be out there. I'll probably be out there around 7:30. We hope to see you guys out there. Say hi if you do decide to come out. Support the Fresno Buddhist Temple and maybe dance because I dance.
Elliott's a dancer.
You can dance if you want to. You can dance Obon tonight.
Right.
And if you don't dance, and if you don't dance, then I will kick you in the nards. All right.
Period.
That was a
All right. All right. Well,
I enjoyed it.
not everything's
Could have done better.
not everything's great. Okay.
Okay.
Other than me. But thank you so much.
And that
Until next
mustache.
week.
I hate to see
There you
you
go.
go, but I love to watch you leave.
You typically leave it for me to do that, but that's okay. Until next week. Thank you. Gotta go. Love you. Bye.
Broadcasting from the soul. Fresno, Fire Central Beat. Do over podcast can't be beat.